Something like this. Hit it.
The Roger Report live morning show, weekdays at 9 a.m.
Say y'all, I was on Roger's panel a few times and I couldn't take it. The heat. I got out the kitchen. It was hot. I was sweating. I had to get out.
He's Roger, and he's right.
Check this out.
We can live or die. You choose. I have spoken to you a lot of times in hatred and anger, and you have not heard me. Well, you had better hear me today. If you won't listen to me when I make an appeal for the Negroes because you have no concern for the Negroes, listen to me when I make an appeal for America. You claim you love America. Well, we love America. But you are driving us back and you are making a Samson out of us, and we are going to pull down the pillar. And then you think we have no right to ask for something? Is it too much to ask you to grant us human dignity? Should we be put down and shot to death for this request? If so, you can aim your guns. What the hell do you think we care about dying if you're going to deny us the right to live?
Good morning, folks, and welcome to another edition of the Roger Report Live, the best show on social media. If you are new to the channel, go ahead and take a moment out to hit that like button, because this is where you're going to find the best content on social media, and you don't have to worry about it because you're going to have me right here to make sure that happens. And if you've already been coming to the channel for a while, then go on here, hit that like button, because you already know what time it is. And you know that this is where you're going to get the best content on social media. It's not a mystery to you at this point. You've seen other people do it. You've seen some people do it well. But what you have not seen is anyone do it quite the way I do it. So make sure you hit that like button. And everyone, yes, everyone, take a moment out to share the content, y'all. There are so many people who need to get great content like this, and it's just a small thing you can do to help the world be a better place. And isn't that what we want at the end of the day? Don't we want the world to be a better place? Of course we do. So share the content out. Share it through your social media. Share it through word of mouth, or even text someone's phone. But do what you got to do to help spread the word. All right, folks, today we are going to have a little discussion, another what if, something we've done in the past that, unfortunately, when you lose channel, you lose a little bit of content. But we gonna do this again, y'all. Today we are going to have a little fun. It's a Friday. Thanksgiving was yesterday. I'm sure a lot of y'all had a good meal. You relax. You know, a lot of the folks who would be at work on Friday is not necessarily even going. So we're gonna have a little bit of fun today. And we're gonna discuss a world that women say that they actually would want. Shout out to Mrs. Z. I was, watching Mrs. Z's channel, and I didn't get the clip. I meant to put a clip up there, but the time has run out. I meant to get a clip. He had a gentleman that was asking women, would they want to live on a planet with all women? And these crazy chicks said, yeah. I was riding by listening to Mrs. Z. He playing a clip where some guys asked women would they want to live on a planet with all women, and they said yeah, y'all. They said yeah. So it is what it is. So today, the show is a what if, okay? And it's it's going to be about women. Okay. The what if is what women living in a world without men. I don't know why I couldn't get that out, but women living in a world without men. We gonna look at that and what would that look like if they lived in a world without men? What if we as men made them live that down? Since they say, would you want to move to a planet with all women? And those women were quick to say, yeah. Now I'm not saying all those was black women. I didn't see everybody. I just heard some of them. I looked up, I saw a black woman. So or at least I believe it did. But you know what? What if they got to live in that world? Okay. But before we go too far into this, let me first of all say shout out to all the people who give me consistent views. I appreciate each and every one of y'all for coming over to the channel and making the Roger Report Live part of your day. I definitely appreciate all the consistent viewership. So shout out to you. Shout out to everyone who leaves comments after the stream, because all this type of stuff helps with the algorithm. You help me spread the good news around. So thank you very much for that. Keep up the good work. Appreciate you. Shout out to everyone who hits that like button. Y'all know it's important to hit that like button. I say that all the time. Y'all make sure you hit that like button, okay? It doesn't make a difference when the stream was put up. Just hit the like button. Maybe you came 2-3 months behind. Hit the like button anyway. Don't forget to hit that like button. And now that you can, hype me up, okay? Anytime you get a chance, as a content creator, I want everybody to hype me up. Heck, I give you the best show on social media. The least you can do is hype me up. So shout out to everyone who does that. And shout out to the people who go above and beyond the call of duty. The people who become financial contributors over here at the Roger Report Live. You guys inspire me to continue to do great work, to make me want to be better, to do it like no man has ever done. And I appreciate each and every one of y'all. And I want to say a special shout out to Be About Peace and Pleasure. Today, he is what we like to call the sponsor of today's stream. So shout out to you, my brother. Shout out to you. Thank you very much for what you do. Thank you very much for what you do. And let me say a little something to some of the first people to check in this morning. It's always great that when you start a show, you got people who going to check in right away. And shout out to my main man, Trail Bentley. He is doing a little something we call around here the Highlander of today's stream. Shout out to you, Trail. Shout out to you. He is the Highlander of today's stream, and he represents, as he always does, hashtag long live the habitual line steppers. Hashtag Negroes in the wilderness. Hashtag dignity over vagina. Hashtag Al Gore's baby. Hashtag Hail Hydra. So shout out to everyone, y'all. Shout out to everyone here. We about to get into it. Shout out to the Revelator is in the building. Great to see you, my brother. Great to see you. I see he came in right behind you. Patrick Saint is here. His ain't this Spidey Space. Shout out to Superstar J Quick. Great to have you, brother. Great to have you. Inspired Truth Broadcast is in the building. Good to see you. We got Boot Camp in the clip. Glad to have you, brother. Glad to have you. Yoga Meat is in the building. Shout out to Grab Second Get Eddie, who just pulled up a seat at the cool table. We got Stefan in the house. Shout out to you, my brother. Shout out to you, my brother. We got Ajay Bay. Okay. I'm wondering, so I ain't seen that in a while. I'm wondering who that might just be. Shout out to Stefan. Good to have you. Good to have you. We got Bruce on way in the house. I'm listening is here. Good to see all y'all folks coming on in. And y'all, we gonna get into this, y'all. We ain't gonna waste too much time. We get right into it. A what if, y'all? A what if? What if women had to keep their word, y'all? And they actually had to live in a world without men. So y'all, I guess in this particular premise, y'all, we have the world as it is, y'all. We have the world as it is. Shout out to Gilgamy. I'm going back. Gilgamy probably put that video where the gentleman was asking women. I'm assuming that's what you're doing there. He put a link in where the gentleman was asking women, do they want to live in a world without men? So you will see that women were saying yes. Okay, women were saying yes. It ain't just me making it up, y'all. Okay, so shout out to you, Gil. We appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate you. So the thing is, what if women actually had to get along without us? Okay. Now I think the last time I did it, we don't have footage anymore. I believe the last time I did it, I said, what if we like left for 2 weeks or maybe a month? So I'm gonna do this, y'all. Let's give the world to women for 30 days. Okay, 30 days. What if all the men, okay, every man, every male, okay, every male, we got something going on, yo, where every male is gonna be okay. Now we ain't the ones we claiming that we don't need women like that. They claiming they don't need us. All right, so we ain't going on track. Every man, we gonna be in, I'm gonna say suspended animation or something, okay? But we are going to be off again. I think last time we said we was in like a spaceship or something. We could do the same thing, y'all. The men will be gone. Okay. 30 days, every male will be gone. Okay. We ain't gonna worry about the babies trying to get their nutrition or anything like that. We everybody getting Similac, okay? Even the newborns. But for 30 days, we up, y'all. We up. Okay. There will be no male on the planet to help with squat. Not anything. Not even no trans males. If you were a male, period. You nope. Yeah, I mean, if you was like a woman trying to transfer over to being, excuse me, if you were a man trying to transfer over to being a woman, no. Oh, every person who was born a male, we off the planet. What would happen if women were allowed to have this thing for 30 days, y'all? Just for 30 days. You know, somebody saying 30 days isn't long enough. Why is it not? Why is it not? Because do you really believe that no man being available for 30 days, you don't think that's enough time? Now, this is the thing. You give them too much time, they all gonna die. Okay. You give them too much time, they're all going to die. Okay. 30 days, you still can have some alive. You still can have some of them alive. You know. Now this is the thing though. This is the thing. No, real talk. Okay. A lot of them it's gonna be bad. Okay. And I definitely believe it would get bad quick. Cause y'all know we got there's a certain section of women out there who they do certain stuff with men. They may have grown up what's called a tomboy. There are some women who went and actually got some skills that would help them. You know, it would help them to do some things that help women survive. Now, this is DC is saying 3 to 6 months is enough time to I get what is enough time to, you said valid male worth. Does that mean value? I'm assuming you must have meant to value male worth. Maybe that's what he meant. 3 to 6 months. Oh no. Yeah, he put validate. He made a correction. 3 to 6 months is enough time to validate male worth. You really think it take that long, bro? Because I'm gonna say no. I don't believe at all you would need that kind of time to validate male worth. What you would have at that kind of time is mass losses. Okay, you would have mass losses at that particular point. Because if we're realistic about The men just boom, one day all males gone. Okay, all males gone, bro. How they gonna stay alive? And I'm trying to be very realistic about this, y'all. Very realistic about this. We got the world as we know it, but one day we all out of here. Okay, okay. We all are out of here. Every male, every boy, okay, every grown man, okay, all of us gone. Even if they in prison, they gone. Okay, ain't no men left on this planet. Realistically, y'all, I'm sure a lot of women gonna die immediately. Okay, in that first 2-3 days, a lot of women gonna die. Now I'm gonna say this, real talk. The women are too spread apart. Okay, there's a lot of folks who are under medical care. They about to die. Okay, because if you leave it to women to deal with all the different women on medical care, a lot of folks are going to die. Now, what am I saying there? Are you going to have enough women with proficient medical skills to keep other women alive? So there's going to be literally some women dying, I'm sure, first day, first, second day. You know what I'm saying? That first 3 days, I'm pretty sure they're going to take a little bit of a hit. And I'm saying that, yes, the people in the medical field, are there enough? Is there enough women spread around throughout the medical field that they ain't gonna start taking losses them first, second, third day? Are they really not gonna take some losses? Because I definitely believe they would. Okay. Now I understand maybe people feel like, you know, they gotta value men to a certain degree. Now I don't think it's gonna take no long time for them to start getting the picture. Because are there enough doctors to handle I mean, it's more women than men. Let's keep that in mind. There's more women than men. Are there not female doctors to handle the folks who are already in bad medical situations? Because if there's not, you know what happens? They're going to die. Okay. If there's people who were just brought in, you know, they got situations going on with them. They got bad medical stuff going down. Maybe somebody just failed. Maybe somebody just got stabbed. All that good stuff. Well, if all the men just disappeared, boom, we gone. Now I ain't gonna even say it like we just, you know, everybody know we was on this day, this time, we go. They know we was getting teleported up out of here. All right. So what you gonna do with the woman who's just involved in some car accident? Now she's getting rushed to the hospital. So now I don't, you know, I've seen female EMT workers. They got some. Are they going to have enough to get any woman where she needs to be? If you have a car accident and it's a bad one, do they have enough EMTs to get you from wherever you had this accident to actually get you to the hospital? Okay. Is this really going to happen? Okay. Is this really going to happen? You know what? Because it's going to be some terrible situations out there. Now, I'm going to say shout out to Stefan. He say, who going to run the aircraft carrier? No. I don't think you're going to have any aircraft carriers running. I don't think that's what your situation is going to be. Okay? I just don't think that's what. If we let them know what day we were leaving on, y'all. If we let them know what day we were leaving, okay? We told them, okay? All that's coming back in. Okay. Women gonna be women, y'all. Now we plan to leave, y'all. We plan to leave. All right. You know. Matter of fact, we'll give it 31 days, y'all. We'll give it 31 days. We tell the women right now that we leaving, right, y'all? It's the end of November. Thanksgiving was yesterday. It's the end of November. We make the worldwide announcement that all of us, we gone for December, y'all. So we gonna leave for 31 days. We leaving 31 days. The entire month of December, we out of here. Okay? It is what it is. All right? The entire month of December, we are going to be gone. All right. So that's December 1st to December 31st. We ain't coming back to January 1st, y'all. And to that new year, we gone. It is what it is. Now we gonna tell them, okay, we gonna make a few decisions, okay, but you ain't gonna train up a bunch of new doctors in 31 days. You know, it's you only got a few days before December starts, so you ain't gonna have a bunch of trained new anything at that particular point. Now we could try to teach people what we need to know, but we got to teach them from right now to December 30th to December 1st, y'all. So ain't no full trainings finna go on like that, okay? You know what? Shout out to Yoga. He say, no, Roger, we don't tell them. They need to feel the reality on their head. All right, y'all. All right, now, since I got much love and respect for a lot of people that's my channel, y'all. A lot of folks have rocked with me from one channel to another channel. Gyogamy is someone I do have love and respect for. So now, since Gyogamy done said that, okay, no heads up, y'all. We know, but we not telling them. We know, but we not telling them. Okay? We all gonna start making a move in them last couple of hours. Since we know what's going on, we know we getting teleported up out of there, y'all. We as the males throughout the planet, the boys and the men, we know. So we gonna make moves at them last little hours. So it's not gonna be a complete horror show. We're not gonna say complete horror show, y'all. And I'm about to read this. Compassion Cat's got something up for me to read. I'm about to read it in a moment. But we're not gonna do a complete horror show. So we're gonna land the planes and all that good stuff. Because we know what's going down. We don't need to do nothing but show up, y'all. We ain't got to do nothing but show up. So we just be ready. Okay, so we ain't gonna take off on no flights or anything like that and just disappear with a plane in the air. But we're gonna make sure we're not flying at the time. We gonna hey Trust, how you doing? Always great to see you. Okay, we gonna park our cars. You know, we gonna we know we about to be we getting teleported out of here in the next hour or two. We know what's going down. So we just gonna simply, we gonna park. Okay. We gonna do it when it hits midnight, your time. When it hits midnight. So all those security officers who they gonna act like they going to work. The people who about to do the 12 to 8 a.m. shift, they gonna act like they going to work. And they ain't gonna never show up, okay? Okay. We ain't gonna do them super dirty, y'all. Stephon said we get zapped out like the film left behind. I'm saying we're not gonna zap them out like that, y'all. The truck drivers gonna pull over. Some of y'all do y'all driving at night, y'all gonna pull over. The guys who leave home, yeah, babe, about to go to work. I'll be back in the morning. You gonna act like you going to work because you ain't gonna tell her, okay? All right. Now, if y'all gonna say, hey, make it from January 1st to January 31st, you'll get it. Especially since you live in Chicago and I'm in Canada, you'll understand and you're 100% correct. I definitely understand. Well, you know what? I'm going to say I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that, y'all. We going to make it. Why? Because it's the beginning of the year, y'all. It's the beginning of the year. So, folks going to want to celebrate. We're going to do our New Year's. We're going to act like we going to the New Year's party. Oh, yeah, baby, I'm going to meet you over there. I'm going to meet you over there. You know what I'm saying? Don't even worry about it. I'm going to pull up about 11:35. I'm going to pull up about 11:35. We're going to be in there before we switch over. And all of a sudden, for every man around the planet, when it becomes midnight, January 1st, okay, We know we getting teleported up out of here. So we gonna be straight. Now we ain't got to do no packing or nothing, y'all. We getting teleported on up out of here, so we good. All right. And we gonna let it ride. Okay. And we gonna enjoy ourselves. We gonna go on vacation. We got a vacation from January 1st to February 1st, y'all. We gonna the full 31 days, we gone. It is what it is. All right. Now, is this a terrible thing for the sisters? No, not a terrible thing. I'm just gonna say some people are going to die. It is what it is. Because there's not gonna be enough medical coverage, I believe, going around that everybody's gonna be okay. All right. So do I think some people gonna die right away? Yes, I do. It's just people with unfortunate situations already going on, they up out of here. Okay. They up out of here. All right. The doctors now, surgeons, all that good stuff, they ain't gonna start no surgery too late where they're gonna get teleported while they doing surgery. Now we ain't gonna do that, y'all. We gonna give them a chance to not quote unquote prepare themselves, but appreciate us being gone. We don't give them a chance to do that. So we ain't gonna schedule no surgery right at, what I'm saying, we'll still be doing the surgery once midnight hit. Some of us, we just gonna call off work or something like that, but we just not gonna be here. So I'm not saying the car's gonna be driving themselves or anything like that. We gonna pull off. We gonna give them a chance. We gonna give them a legitimate chance. All right. And it's cool to be fair sometimes, y'all. It's cool to be fair. They still gonna have to deal with us not being here, but we're gonna give them a chance so they can do something decent with themselves. Okay. Now, now let me check out what my man Compassion and Cat has got for us real quick. I just threw the link in the chat because I forgot to put that up earlier. Let's see what he got for us. All right, y'all. He says what the data says about gender breakdowns in utilities / critical infrastructure work. All right. Okay. Y'all know this is going to be something. Okay. Excuse me. All right. Says across the general utilities industry, electricity, water utilities, power generation, etc., women represent about 23% of the workforce. Men represent about 77%. Woo, that's going to be tough, y'all. That's going to be tough. Because y'all know when they count this stuff, they count you regardless of what your job is. You in the industry, even if you're a secretary, you're still in the industry. 23%, that's going to be tough. That's going to be tough. It says in the subset of utility workers, which may include grid maintenance, water / wastewater work, plant operators, general utility staff, one estimate puts women at 16.9% and men at 83.1%. Woo, that's getting tougher. That's getting tougher. For utility operators, specifically workers who run or maintain utility systems, another source shows 16.6% women versus 83.4% men. Oh, it's getting thick, y'all. It's getting thick. If I was a woman, I would feel some pressure just hearing this stuff read out loud. Okay. It says for water sector jobs, water treatment, water utilities, sanitation utilities, women's representation is reported as 14.9% of the water workforce. Even though women are close to half, 46.8% of all U.S. workers. So they close to half of all U.S. workers, but boy, I don't know how much drinking water they got stored up. But if they ain't one of those disaster prep people, it's about to be a situation out here, y'all. It's about to be a situation. Okay. It says in more technical or skilled trade roles within utilities, technical maintenance, grid operations, engineering / operations, women are even more underrepresented. For example, one report cites that less than 20% of technical roles in the power industry are filled by women. This is going to be tough, y'all. This is going to be tough. And you know what? I appreciate you, Compassion College. This is going to have us get this will have us get a better idea about how many women are going to bow out of this situation. Okay, now what do I mean by bowing out? Let's keep it real, y'all. If certain stuff don't work right, women just kind of bow out. Okay, now I see Robert Platinum. Let's keep it real, y'all. If certain things ain't working, if a woman's supposed to go to work, what is the natural thing we know she gonna do if certain things aren't up to par, if certain things aren't up to code? What are women going to do? We know what they gonna do. They gonna call in. Okay? Why? Because the men are there and let the men handle it. All right? That's what it comes down to at the end of the day. There are some men there. Let the men handle it. We'll come back when everything's good. Okay? We'll come back when it's all good to go. We'll come back. But I'm gonna take a little time off because everything ain't right. So now, okay, y'all. So we gone when midnight come, whatever city you live in. Okay, you teleporting out at midnight. You getting teleported out of there. Okay, but we not telling the women we going. Some of us gonna be asleep at the time. Boom, we gone. Okay, some of us is gonna act like we going to that midnight shift. Boom, we gone. Okay, we gonna do a lot of different little things, but boom, we gone. All right. Now this is the thing. People will say, well, the women will start finding out all over the world that men are disappearing. Let's be realistic about this, y'all, because we're not gonna tell them. We're not telling them. When the first group of men start going, okay, around the world, you got everybody's hitting this 12 midnight and we gone. Who gonna tell everybody that the men are disappearing? Because you can run a news story. Okay, I'm not saying you can't run a news story. Are women part of news crews? Absolutely. But they're part of news crews. So who gonna tell people that the men are disappearing? When the first group start going, how they gonna spread the word that the men are disappearing? Because unless you got some proof, ain't nobody gonna even believe it. Okay. Now, shout out to Compassionate Canada. I'm gonna say this, y'all. Now he said, without clean, portable water, 50% of women will perish within a week. Okay. Now, why am I bringing up about the fact that who's gonna tell the women? Because what Compassion Callous is saying is something very real, y'all. But if we're all disappearing around midnight, who gonna tell the other women? Okay, who gonna tell the other women? The news crews need the crew to get the stories done. You send people out into the field to show some proof of stuff that's going on. Who gonna tell them? Okay, where the warning gonna come from? All right. So yeah, it's gonna be a hard issue, y'all. Now again, I'm saying there are gonna be women with medical issues that are unfortunately gonna die within the first 3 days. I'm just being realistic. Clean water is definitely gonna turn into an issue. Okay? It's gonna turn into an issue. And it's gonna turn into an issue quick. Let's also be realistic, y'all. Every toilet that happens to break during this little 31-day getaway. We remember we go on January 1st to January 31st. Every toilet that breaks is pretty much gonna sit there broken. Okay. If there's a clogged pipe, it's probably going to stay clogged. Okay. Now, I don't think I ever had this thought before. What happens when the toilets start clogging up? Because this is all connected to the sewer system and whatnot. For the places around the world that have this, can you just leave toilets clogged up for a month? if you live in a building, okay, can you just not fix the toilets and not do anything? Now I understand stuff will work out for a while because toilets have been clogged before, and what you do, you have the maintenance guy go fix it, or you call in a plumber, he comes in and fixes it. Okay, if it's at a home, you probably have a man who come off work, he may fix it. If all the toilets start backing up and nobody fixes the toilet backing up, what's that gonna do to the rest of the water system? That's an interesting thing to have to think about. What is that going to do? Now, they already short as far as the women who going to handle all these engineering jobs and working with the waterworks. They already short. They short-handed like a mug. So who going to come out and fix the first few toilets that start going, this is going to be, woo, this is going to be a situation. This is going to be a situation, y'all. Now, shout out to Compassion Callus. Appreciate the charts and whatnot. Let's see what we got here. Field occupation. Approximate percentage female. Approximate percentage male. I know this is gonna get rough. Utilities industry-wide, 23% female, 77% male. Energy sector overall, 26% female, 74% male. Woo! Power plant operators, distributors, and dispatchers, 6.7% women, 93.3% men. That's rough. That's rough. So 6% of the workforce for to just take care of the power plants. Okay. Electric power line installers and repairs. Okay. 4 to 5% women, 95 to 96% men. Okay, so if anything goes down, it's pretty much going to stay down. That's what I'm hearing with that. Okay, if they have a failure of any kind, a lot of failures gonna happen, and ain't nobody fixing that failure. I would have to assume this is gonna cause other failures in other places. This is gonna get bad quick. Electricians by trade, 2 to 3% women, 97 to 98% men. So once the lights go out, they pretty much staying out. Because this is the thing, y'all. I'm not saying women can't do anything. I'm not going to even sit here and say that because I don't buy into that. Women can do a whole lot of stuff that men can do. But when I look at these numbers, how do you respond to the problematic situations when you're this understaffed? See, I'm not even saying what women can't do. I'm just going to look at numbers and who can respond. And y'all know how it is. When you have a problem with one thing that's systematic, it will create problems with other things. So who responds to the things that's going down first so the other stuff don't go down because it's all part of a system? This going to be rough. A lot of folks ain't going to have no power. Now, if we gone from January 1st to January 31st, Lord have mercy. Some people gonna get snow, y'all. So shout out to Gilgan. Some folks will get snow. Now you already got a shortage of people showing up to work because now the women got a plan to do all this different stuff but now you got to do it where the men ain't coming back. Now let's say the women. Can we give the women y'all tell me, is it okay for the women to find out that we'll be back on February 1st? Is it? Are we gonna do that, y'all? Are we gonna let the women know we'll be back on February 1st? Are we gonna give them that message? Y'all tell me. Do y'all want them to get the message that you just gotta make it to you just gotta make it to February 1st. We go. Y'all gotta make it to February 1st. Should we tell them? Because I think it's gonna be some different effects. Yeah, I think it's gonna be bad either way. So can we tell them we'll be back? No. Can we tell them we'll be back on February 1st? I mean, these percentages are so low, you know. I think it might be okay for them to know we coming back on February 1st. So y'all do me a favor real quick. One in the chat, if we're willing to let them know we'll be back. We'll send them a message. Okay. We'll let them know we'll be back on February 1st. Okay. Let's say we go on 3 hours or whatever, and we send them a message. We'll be back February 1st. Y'all just gotta hold on till then. Put in the one in the chat if that's cool with you. Now, if it's not cool with you, put a 2 in the chat. Look, Robert Platinum already put the 2, but I ain't even said it yet. Put a 2 in the chat if you don't think it's cool to tell them, okay? Now, I'm going to say, I think even if they know, it'll create a lot other problems if they know, okay? Y'all try to be super cold-hearted out here. Y'all want to be super cold-hearted, okay? All right, Brad is coming up for a hot second, y'all. Okay, we ain't gonna tell them nothing, y'all. We ain't gonna tell them that we just gone and they don't know what's going on. We ain't sending no message. All right, it is what it is. All right, Brad has stepped up for a hot second, so let's see what Brad has to say about these situations. What's going on, Brad? How you doing, brother?
I'm good, Roger. Thank you for letting me on. Shout out to the channel. Shout out to the
I can't
people
hear you, Brad.
You can't hear me? Can you hear me now?
Brad
Hello?
gave you the mic, and you're not saying nothing.
Can you hear Roger?
All right, I'm covering the screen because I don't know. Maybe you're not the Brad that I'm aware of. All right. Okay. Are they saying it's me? I was just gonna say that might be me, y'all. That might be me. I'm gonna do something with my audio. Brad, get your 2-minute opening statement in and let me get my audio together. Okay, I just changed up my audio. Brad, you got the mic.
Hello, Roger. No,
How you
no,
doing?
I'm
Okay,
good.
good.
No,
I hear you now. Yeah.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
that was me. That was me. I was saying make it open a statement while I was getting my audio together. I know I have
I thought
mine
I was
turned
the
down.
crazy one.
No. Somebody's, I was told that you could be heard, so I knew it was mine. But I had to go fix my audio. But okay,
Okay.
you're here now, so go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Just get a spiel on what you want to do with this right now. What you want to do with this?
Yo, man, this is a very interesting dichotomy, and these are very interesting stats. None of these stats surprise me, by the way, but I will propose this idea, though. Obviously not in the US, but places in Europe and some places globally, they have, especially in Japan, they have female prime ministers, female female people in positions of higher power. Um, there is this meme that goes around that says that if women were to rule the world, there wouldn't be any countries in war. There wouldn't be like people. There wouldn't be like people speaking to one another. So I actually have a question to you and to maybe the future guest on this panel. If women were to actually be in charge of society the way that men are, would there be less conflict? Would there be less wars? Would there be less people killing one another as opposed to, a patriarchy,
But
where...
I'm gonna tell you to ask yourself a question.
Okay.
Are women even friends with each other?
Well, but Roger, you know what? I'll say this though. Women have a better way of competing the way that men do. In my opinion.
No. I understand, but we dealing with a world with no women. But just because you brought that up, do women get along?
I would say 70. I would say 70-30.
Okay. 70 which is, you think 70% of them get along?
Yeah, 70% get along, 30% of them they couldn't give a shit about each other and despise one another. Yeah.
Stop the cap.
That's compassion kind of disagreeing with you, and so am I. I don't even see women getting along. So no, I don't think. Yeah, if they were in charge, they'd have been blew each other up. So yeah, maybe there wouldn't be a war because they'd probably just shot nukes at each other. Everybody be dead.
But Roger, women, Roger, we can't say that really, Roger,
hold fast, because that's a different thing. Because we want to deal with a planet with just women. That's an interesting thing. We may do that on a different day, but let's not veer too far from the subject. Because see, now we're giving the world to women, and we ain't here. It's one thing to give it to them when we here. It's one thing to put them in charge and we here. But no, they in charge now because they gotta be. Okay, so yeah, they in charge now.
Roger, here's the overall point. If women were to act, if there were to be women, hypothetically speaking, nothing. This is just my take and what I think would happen. The world will be less productive, but simultaneously, the world will be safer. We got to be real.
No. My thing is that's an interesting subject to deal with. We'll deal with it on a different day because that's putting women.
That's what I'm saying, Roger.
But this thing that put women in charge with men available to help them. Today they got to be in charge with none of us available to help them.
But it's the same. But it's the same conclusion, Roger.
No. It's that's going to be two way different outcomes. Being in charge with somebody to help you is much different than being in charge with no one to call.
But I'm saying no, I agree. But I'm saying in both situations,
brother, I do run a show. The situation today, we gonna talk about them handling with us not being here. Now, you give an interesting concept that I'm gonna keep in mind. We can use that for a different show on a different day. But today we gonna deal with we not here, man. We ain't here. They gonna do this on their own today. Okay, I'm not saying what you're saying is a bad idea, but today they doing it on their own. We gonna make them. We gonna deal with what's it gonna be like when there ain't none of us to call on. We not here, man. They just can't get a hold of us. So that's gonna be two very different outcomes. But we will deal with that concept later. I don't think it's a bad concept to get a hold of. But today we ain't here. Ain't no talking to us. Ain't no advice. Ain't no what we think about it. Ain't none of that here today. It's them, and they're gonna have to deal with it. Okay, so not against what you're saying, but no, today we not here, man. You ain't calling us. Okay, we gone. January 1st to January 31st, we just not here. It is what it is. Okay, but let me let a Compassion Callis join in real quick because he done stepped up. What's up, Compassion? You got it, brother.
Yeah, what's up, bro? Great topic. Yeah, and no, I get where you're going, Brad. But to your example of the show today, Raj, if we just suddenly disappeared on the 1st of January and then come back to February, first of all, half of the world would be safer because women would immediately be isolated and civilization would break down.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have power to launch missiles. They wouldn't be able to fly to get to each other. They wouldn't be, if they wanted to wage war, the trucks, all the maintenance, all the highway, everything that men clearly, based on these charts, maintain and actually build and allow to operate would be gone within a week and a half. The power plants are completely shut down, meaning power across the entire country or the world. If we all left, the whole world would be plunged into darkness. 3 days from then, when half the population would be dead from no water. So they would be plunged into chaos and really wouldn't even be able to get around to each other, wouldn't be able to communicate with each other, wouldn't be able to see each other in the dark. Like they would be completely cooked, and it would just be a slow decline to essentially very small bands and packs of women, essentially. So it would be safer by default, I guess, safer relative to today, because they wouldn't be able to get to each other. They wouldn't even know
Exactly.
who it is. Nothing would operate. Literally nothing would, planes, trains, nothing would operate. Coal plants, nuclear plants would start reacting. It would be a shit show, bro.
Well, I'm going to completely disagree with y'all. I think the world's going to be much more violent because women are violent and men stop them from being violent. We're not here to stop them.
Yeah,
they don't even like each other.
Nah.
So who's going to stop any fighting? No one.
It'd be fights to the death. It'd be fights to the death. It would be fights to the death to the women that could get to each other. Once those women they killed everyone and fought each other that was around them, they wouldn't be able to find they wouldn't get to other countries or get to other states.
No, everybody pretty much staying where they at. That's gonna be real. I think they are so self-involved at the end of the day. They ain't planning nothing that's going really beyond themselves. Okay. They because number one, all the men are gone. Let's keep this in mind. There ain't no man to stop nothing. Ain't no police. Ain't nobody finna come break it up. It is what it is. They get into a beef with each other. They just in a beef. And when have y'all seen women stop each other from fighting? Y'all seen that ever? Because I ain't never seen it. Yeah. Women are extremely violent. What keeps women in check is the presence of men. That presence is now gone. It's going to get ugly. They already don't like each other, which means they're not going to be willing to sacrifice nothing to help the other person out. Plus, everything's going to start happening quick. Again, if everybody who's in a bad medical situation, they're about to die.
It's over with, yeah.
Okay? Ain't enough doctors to go around. They about to die.
Basic injuries would kill them.
And now you have hospitals, nursing homes, and things like that, where now you're gonna have this quick amount of dead bodies starting to pile up.
Mm-hmm.
Who y'all think worked for the morgue? Y'all think it's a bunch of women working at the morgue? So I'm saying this stuff's gonna start happening way cool. You ain't got to worry about the most spouse. Stuff gonna start happening. It's gonna affect other things. Who gonna get these phone calls to get this stuff in order? But let me get these other two gentlemen in that just came up. Red Pill Sleeper Cell, you got the mic, my brother. Go ahead.
Hey, what's up, Roger? Panel chat. Compassionate just took the words out of my mouth when I was with the nuclear reactors. But Roger, did you have a good Thanksgiving?
Mine was fantastic.
Did you have a turkey or ham?
Believe it or not, I got some Indian food. That's what
Indian food.
Wow.
Yeah, well, that Indian food was most likely processed, packaged, and distributed by men.
By men, yeah.
It absolutely was.
Yes. Yeah. If there was no men, it would be no Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Oh,
damn.
No,
Yo, I didn't even think about that. That's
no,
fast.
no. Like I had a nice beef roast. No women ain't raising no cattle. No women ain't slaughtering the cattle to cut it into the cuts of meat and
Mhm.
then process it and ship it and distribute it through trucks and all that. They can barely cook it correctly. And all your good spices that you put in and package is done by men.
Facts.
You make a heck of a point. You make a heck
Hey,
of a
hey, hey,
point.
hey Roger, can you put my picture up right quick?
Yeah, they gonna go out and it ain't gonna even be in the best situation.
No,
It ain't gonna even be in the best situation. You know.
The world would be a better place if they just be in pictures like this and just
That's it.
Well,
I rest my case.
Yeah.
unfortunately for them, come January 1st, the start of the new year, ain't no men gonna be available to grab hold of.
But
They gonna have
Roger,
to
you
figure
said
it
New
out.
Year's. Who gonna drop the ball? It's men that make the ball that drops in Times Square and all that, and with the lights. Could you wait? Could you wait till January 2nd? Because January 1st, we won't be able to have New Year's celebration.
holidays themselves would cease to exist.
Well, keep in mind, y'all. We only doing this January 1st to January 31st. They only got to get through this 1 month. So a lot of these drop the ball situations, because since we're not giving them notice and we're gonna act like we're gonna be here, but I am saying we're gonna pull over. Us is driving somewhere, we're gonna pull over. Us that was supposed to go to work, some of us will call in. Some of us gonna act like we going to work. You know what I'm saying? We gonna do usual stuff, and then boom, we not here no more, and they gonna have to figure it out. So I ain't gonna let the car just run into the buildings or whatnot, or we ain't gonna disappear. Somebody said like the left behind situation that would cause too much trouble, because people would be flying planes, people would be behind the wheel of personal vehicles, let alone delivery vehicles, 18 wheelers. That'd be way too much calamity.
I got a question, Raj. It might be petty. Can we take all the keys with us, though? Can we take all the truck keys and the plane keys?
Niggas said take all the keys.
That's a special level of petty right there. You know what? Let's give them a lifeline. Let's leave them the keys. Now, the thing is, no one's going to instruct them about the keys. Remember, we're just leaving. So they let them have the keys, but what they're going to do with the keys, they don't know what the keys is for. But let me get Truth Teller in here. Truth Teller. you extra ready for that, though. Let me say that.
Yeah, he actually, you know what? He has inspired my level of pettiness. So I'm gonna take it a step further. I'm gonna take it a step further.
You know what? Truth Teller, my bad. Let's do this, y'all. Let's do this. Let's make it reasonable. Remember, we're getting teleported. So everything you would normally have at that moment is teleported with you. So if the keys is in your pocket, the keys are not available.
Oh, so these hoes might be out of keys. Okay. All right. All right.
If we leave them in the visors, how many of the women to find them in the visor?
I mean, yeah, if you don't know what a spare key is, I mean, it's all you.
They're gonna be stranded at the supermarket with all the food but can't do nothing with it. It'll be bad. I vote we make a couple changes because my pettiness has been inspired. A couple things we need to change about the conditions and the circumstances. One, we need to push this out beyond February to March 21st, the beginning of the spring. They need to feel all the winter. I'm sorry, they need to feel all the winter. All the winter. They gotta feel it with no electricity, no heat, no power, no oil, no gas, no water flushing. They gotta feel all of it. We probably gonna have a lot of people burning down their houses, but hey, they got them female firefighters that can cover that, right? So they can work that out. The next thing I want to do, and this is where my training in pettiness from Emperor, I think is coming through. I want to wait a week and a half, right? We all disappear, but we leave a couple of us back, a handful. We're gonna be the overseers. We're gonna see what's happening, and we ain't gonna do nothing because we're gonna have a prime directive. We cannot involve ourselves, but there's gonna be some tests we're gonna run. So about a week and a half after all this pop off, because the first couple of days they're gonna have food, they're gonna be able to go somewhere and grab some food. But at the end of that first week, when they're gonna be kicking in store doors and stealing stuff. What I want to do is we're gonna have a plane, right? And the plane will fly over these areas and it'll drop some food supplies. But inside the food supplies is gonna be some choice versions of Birkin bags, right? So we're gonna and we're gonna do. There's gonna be an announcement saying there's gonna food drop, but we also gonna leave y'all some Birkin bags. Now they're gonna be too silly to realize they can't do nothing with Birkin bags if they're starving, but that's fine. So what's gonna happen is, and we'll tell them it's at random. So it's not even gonna be a man present. It's just gonna be an announcement over a loudspeaker everywhere, and the plane's gonna come, and we're gonna make the food drop. But there might be a Birkin bag in that food drop. We're gonna drop it, and a couple of them gonna have Birkin bags. And then what we're going to do is we're going to share the pictures of the chicks that got Birkin bags to all the other chicks who couldn't get their hands on it.
That's funny as hell.
And then all we have to do is just sit back and watch. And wherever our brethren are, we going to have a gigantic screen in which they could just sit and watch the melee happen. We're going to have chicks fighting for food, fighting for Birkin bags, telling them that their man was better than them when they had one. Hey, I had a man. He was great. We going to watch all of it. It's going to be beautiful. But then when it get cold around that last week of January, that first week of February, when it get real cold.
Yeah, it's over with.
Yeah, we're gonna see some changes. That's when the bodies is really gonna drop, y'all. Because if you're in a warm place and 5 of the chicks is not in a warm place, your warm place is gonna get taken, and you ain't got no choice, and it's gonna be mayhem. I think this is a great idea. I would love to see this movie. This is gonna be great.
But hey, guess what? Like to stay warm, it's men that make the jackets, the coats, the gloves, gather the fabrics to make the materials. So they'll freeze to death.
Well, y'all, let me get Emperor in real quick, but y'all, I'm doing
Sensei's coming up.
We got
Sensei's coming up.
This what they mean by you can't take niggas nowhere. This what they mean, y'all. We just gonna do January 1st to January 31st without an announcement. Why? Because I get where y'all are going. I think a lot of men don't appreciate how quick it's gonna get bad for them. You don't have to drag this out. This gonna be bad quick. Because when you start thinking about all the connective tissue to society, now keep in mind, I just said the first 3 days, anybody in a bad medical situation, most of them about to die. Now that's just being realistic. They about to die. Who's coming to pick the bodies up?
Yeah.
When the last time you seen a female work at the morgue and deal with the bodies?
Coroner. Yeah.
Never seen that in my life.
Who gonna be at the hospital when they start taking these bodies down at the hospital and they bring them to the morgue section? First of all, who gonna even move the body? Because most of those dudes too. Okay, so now you got maybe a couple females that working there. So now they're gonna take the bodies down to the morgue. What's gonna happen to these bodies? Who coming to get them?
Hey, Roger, I used to work at a funeral home.
I mean, how you think this gonna go then? Because you didn't have the experience.
The only women that worked at the funeral home was a mortuary cosmetologist. Yeah.
I knew you was gonna go there with it too.
And I went where we had to go to the morgue, and it was like 95% men there, and the chief county medical examiner is a man. And you need men to do the proper to keep the machines and stuff that keep those bodies at temperature with the refrigeration and everything, the whole maintenance and everything of the facility, period. Those things are done by men alone.
And we know in a society you can't just leave dead bodies. All that's gonna do is kill other people.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm saying. We don't have to stretch this out, y'all. I know it's funny to think about how you're gonna stretch it out. I'm personally believing most of the population already gone, and I
But
get into a little bit more why because
sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, well, we almost had a test run when the government shut down. They couldn't even get the EBT money. It was already a test run right then because guess what? The electronic infrastructure is maintained by men. It's probably men that press the button to get your digital food stamps.
I mean, that's in the world where you still had men available, though. If there were no men to call upon, it's gonna be way different. And, I don't really think we think about how way different this is really gonna be when there's no men to give them guidance about anything. But let me let the Kryptonian get in. Well, let me see what his name is. The absolute Kryptonian get in for his 2 minutes. You got the flow, my brother.
All right. Happy birthday. Happy Friday. God
No,
damn.
I'll take it as a birthday. I'll take it as a birthday.
You know
I'll
what?
celebrate
So,
somebody's birthday today.
let's, let's just say that letting these hoes living on their own demises will be a birthday for us. All the simping, all the simping and chasing broads will be dead, and every man or all men will be rebirthed as Kryptonians because you're gonna find out that these hoes ain't sugar, honey, ice, and tea. But since we're playing petty games, well, let me throw my sense in. Before I leave, here's what I would do. I would go to every single truck and make sure that none of these tires have air in them. I'll take all the anchors of the boats and untie all the boats and leave them just so that they can float wherever they go before I leave. I'm gonna go to all the planes and take out the airs in the tires of the planes. You know what I mean? Just I'm not gonna destroy everything, but I'm just gonna do some petty shit you know what I mean? To make it uncomfortable for you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna go to the water station and turn off some valve. I don't know what valve I'm gonna turn. I'm just gonna mess up the valve. Turn them left and right. I'm gonna go to the sewer system and turn some valve left, right. I don't know. So when it's time for me to go, I'll just leave peacefully and relax and watch the show unfold. I know that within 3 minutes they'll be acting the same way that those wayward, crazy teenage little yitches were doing to the old lady in Chicago. That's gonna be their first thing because they all think that they're gonna get along. The only reason why these Cheerios get along with each other is because they have us men as buffers. Because you realize right quick that they most likely don't have too much in common other than niggas and shit. That's the only time they get along. Anything other than that, they can't get along with each other for more than 1 minute. They're gonna be at each other's throat on some nails, some petty things. Oh, my nails looks better than yours. My booty's bigger than yours. Okay, I had a BBL last week and you couldn't afford it. All sorts of petty ish. Relax. This whole empire is going to crumble. They ran the experiment once. There is this lady who's a feminist, and she created a company for women only, no men allowed. Guess what? The company went bankrupt within 2 years. So that should give you an idea of the level of carnage that would happen on global scale if they were to be left to their own devices. But I would like to run the experiment.
But let me hold up. Let me ask everybody on the panel this question though. So it's slightly a bit off topic, Roger, but don't worry. I'm gonna get back to the original point. So why, in y'all's opinion, why hasn't there been just as many as female serial killers since the beginning of time?
It's not important to sure. I'm sorry, I'm just way
No,
too
no, but
far.
Okay.
No, hold on,
no,
because
but
it's
like
not,
people,
no, because
because
there's something
women,
we have to do. There's something I have to do even in this, y'all. We would have to let the women know that we're coming back. And let me explain to y'all why. Okay, if all the men went missing and nobody knew anything, what do women do? They panic, right? You're gonna have a large majority of them that's gonna panic. A lot of them ain't gonna even get up and go nowhere because they're gonna be afraid. And the society would they die immediately. You know what I'm saying? Just the vast majority of them would die immediately because everybody would be panicking about where the men, what happened to the men. So my thing is, we would have to leave them some level of a message to say we're gone. We'll be back on the 1st of February. That's just to kill them panicking with no idea of what happened to the men. Now, is knowing that the men are going to come back February 1st. Now you can attempt. Now you can have a legitimate attempt of them to try to maintain society. Because if they don't know we coming back, they're not going to even attempt to maintain
They
society.
give up. Yeah.
So they got to know we coming back. We didn't give them a warning that we leaving, but we will once they see that we're gone. You get a message, 3 hours after we gone. Oh yeah, your husband John. You'll find this message. Yeah, we'll be back on February 1st. Your boyfriend, whatever, we'll get the information to you because they ain't going to attempt to maintain society because we're talking about a world of women. They got to know we coming back to even make the attempt to maintain a society.
Okay, Roger. Can I ask if we could do this? Can we do two things? Can we tell them that the men have been sent away to an alien world where there are beautiful feminine women looking for good men?
We
And
could
then
tell
can
them.
we tell them they coming back? The men will come back on February 13th, but they may not be single anymore. Can we at least tell them that? So they can enjoy their February 14th when we do get back.
No, that'd be mass deletion. They'll check out off of that. If we don't run this experiment perfectly right, we'll get back and it'd be like 5 women left.
They won't even be here.
Yeah, we'll be here.
I mean, we got to look at they are women at the end of the day. Women going to do some crazy stuff. It's already going to be a hard enough time with women in a society that was already built with a notice that we'll be back on the 1st of February. Yeah, that's going to be hard enough as it is. Because I don't think we really, like I say, pay attention to the connective tissue. Because now, the men are coming back, right? So now as a woman, you got to start making decisions about what you're going to do. Are you going to go to work or not going to go to work? Because if you're a beautician, okay, you thinking, okay, I'll go to work. This don't really affect me or whatever the case is. But again, y'all, the body's gonna start piling up at the hospital because somebody needs to move them bodies. You can't just stick them all in the morgue and just leave them there. You got to do something with them. How many women are going to transport bodies, and not just transport bodies? How many women are going to dispose of bodies?
None.
Because real talk, once these people that's already in bad situations, and I'm not trying to wish them bad on anybody. I'm just saying realistically, there are people with medical issues that just ain't gonna make it. First 3 days, a lot of them gonna be up out of here. So the
So you know
bodies gonna
what?
start piling up quick. Who gonna
Yeah,
take care of those bodies?
all right. So I'll approach this seriously. So something the Kryptonian reference that I don't think we actually talked about either, because the bodies is one thing, but sewage, right?
Mm-hmm.
What happens if the sewage systems, the sanitation systems, are not being maintained? They won't be able to stay in their homes. So their shelter will be within a week. Shelter is going to be gone.
Yep.
They won't be able to stay there or live there inside the homes.
And you know
It'll be
what you tell them?
disgusting.
I was getting to that because I was saying, now this is what I'm thinking, y'all. You know how people can live in the building, right? Cool. You got people that live in buildings. Ain't no men in this building. Okay. You got you a 30-story building. Once that first toilet go, there's
It's
something wrong
over.
with the plumbing. Right. So
Yeah.
who's gonna fix that first toilet? And how is that not gonna affect the other toilets throughout that building with nobody coming to fix anything?
There's gonna be a cascading effect. With the power, once the power goes out, you're gonna lose like much of the infrastructure is contingent on the power. So once the power goes out,
Yeah, it's a wrap.
you completely
That's
fucked.
a major.
Like
Well,
you
let's just
need
say the power stay up, and once the sewage goes bad. Now, what most people don't realize either is your water is connected to your sewage. So if sewage isn't maintained, your
mm,
water is now messed up. You can't drink it even if you can get it out of the faucet.
Now,
It's not filtered anymore.
Mm.
I'm gonna say this: with the shortage of that you're gonna have, who going to work? Because I'm trying to really put it where people need to think about it. We got your message that the men gonna be back, but they're not coming back till February 1st. We got all these important jobs that a lot of men seem to be doing. Okay, who going to work?
Let me drop one last petty line before I leave. I'm fucking taking all the tampons with me.
This nigga, they not gonna care about that player. It's gonna be horrible.
yeah,
I don't know if you ever heard the stories about how female bathrooms look in public places. Listen,
Lord.
they not going as soon as the bathrooms go, we ain't even got to worry about the electricity going out. If the sewer system, if the sanitation management goes, it's a wrap for everything else. They can't you. I don't know even how. I don't even want to explain it. But once the bathroom goes, closing a door won't solve the problem you have inside your house.
Yeah.
Just so we understand how bad it'll be.
Like just for perspective, plumbers have saved more lives than doctors across human history.
Yeah, that's true.
Without that, you're cooked, bro.
And I'm saying you got to think about this with the attitude of women in play. There's enough major cities with buildings. Once that building start going down, because the first toilet clogs up, it's gonna mess with the system of the building.
Yep. Cascade. Yep.
Ain't nobody coming to fix that first one. Okay, so now it's nasty. Yeah, what are women gonna probably do? I'm just gonna go to another apartment. I'm gonna go to some man's apartment as if that's not gonna get messed up. They ain't gonna even be thinking. I'm gonna go to Daryl's apartment.
They don't understand how systems really work. I mean, at large. So it would just be large swaths of the infrastructure would just be abandoned if it was left up to them. And they would just, if you told them we was coming back, they would damn near just sit on their ass and wait. They would wait. The women the men that they had men that was preppers and left behind bunkers, those women would last because they could just go into the bunker that the man left behind, and they would just wait. Most women would sit in their crib and watch debauchery and watch women starve to death and wouldn't care. It would be survival of the fittest. It would very much not. It wouldn't even be war. It'd be like a universal apathy that no one cares about each other, and it would just be survival of the fittest for the women. They would wait.
And compassionate. Are you saying that the studs would take over?
The studs would stop being studs immediately. They would, because they would be looked at as, all right, fellas, y'all got to jump in these roles. But look at the numbers though, like they're like in the single digits for women that would have any experience in the power grids or any of these things to even be able to have train anybody else. So it wouldn't. I don't know, bro. They would immediately. Again, it would take about a week and a half where you would have 50% of the global female population to be dead. Maybe a week and a half. Because how many of them know they can't drink certain water? How many of them know what, like, basic survival skill? Have you ever seen a woman try to start a lawnmower or start a generator or start a weed whacker? It's the hardest thing. It might as well be impossible for them to do.
But, oh, wait a minute. Hold up. Roger, you said January 1st, right?
Mm-hmm.
Guess what happens around January? Snow. Snow and cold weather.
Yeah.
Shout out to the yoga man. That's exactly.
Yeah. And every winter, freaking boilers go out. People are freezing to death.
Yeah.
And in Chicago, they have brutal winters.
So let me get this straight. The group of people who can't even change a light bulb in their house are telling us that they can, quote unquote, live without men. Is that what we're saying?
basically.
Do these hoes realize that even the tampons that they are using was invented by men?
What?
Even those tampons have to be put on trucks that is driven
No.
and delivered by men. The paper that they use to wipe their dirty behind has to be created, delivered by men. Do they realize that?
What the thing is, no one cares until they think they need to care. So that everything is just convenient. They act like stuff just comes from nowhere. I mean, it's women that believe that you don't have to hunt because it's meat at the grocery store. You know what I'm saying? I remember the first time I realized women was saying that. You don't have to hunt because there's meat at the grocery store.
The Lord.
That's how disconnected they are on how things actually work. We don't need to hunt because we can just buy meat at the grocery store. That's just crazy. But
This
women think of stuff like this.
this brings to mind like what Z talked about, the social contract, and you was listening to him today, Raj. This brings up really what the social men have a tremendous amount of leverage in the civilization social contract. With these numbers that we've managed 93% of power plants, or we're the 93% of power plants are managed by men, like 95% of the electrical grid. These things are what allow us to have large cities and populations in the first place.
And see,
Yeah.
I want to throw this too because it's gonna hit women a lot quicker and a lot harder. And that's why I asked who's going to work. Now, think about this, y'all. The men are gone. The women know we ain't coming back to February 1st. Who going to work? Who's going to go open up the grocery store? Because now we're talking about women who now find out the men ain't coming back. It is January 1st. What are these people literally going to do? Because yes, you're going to have a large contingent of women who are going to want to sit there and do nothing and wait for the men to come back. Well, I'm just not going to work. I'm just going to watch Netflix until something comes, you know what I'm saying, until the men show back. It's women going to be thinking this way.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go to the grocery store and get me some food when my food run out. And I'm just going to wait for Tony to get back. You know what I'm saying? I just got to wait till Tony get back. How you going to do this stuff?
So that's when all the I was gonna say that's when all the stuff that they take for granted will kick in. Sewage ain't gonna work. Water ain't gonna be working. Power ain't gonna be working. They gonna have to go to work because they're not gonna be able to stay home. They gonna go to work because they don't have nowhere else to stay, and it's gonna happen real quick. I say within a 2-week period, they're not even gonna be able to live inside their own homes
But
because
the workplaces are gonna get
oh
flooded.
no, but what's gonna happen is they're gonna avoid work at first because I ain't going, but then they're not gonna have a choice but to go. Right? They're not gonna have a choice but to go because those are gonna be the only places where they can now go to that's clean. Nobody's been in for a while. I can go there. The bathrooms are probably at least close to working. I can go there. Probably ain't no heat. I'm gonna start a fire. Of course, there's gonna be a lot of people burning to death. But hey, there's one important thing we ain't even talk about. What's going to happen to their daughters? What's going to happen to all the little girls? There's still going to be kids that exist in this world. Do you think the mama gene is going to kick in for a lot of these women are not, their mother genes ain't going to kick in appropriately.
Hey,
Just so
true
y'all know.
fella. What about the babies when the baby formula run out?
Oh, come on, man. They're going to try to breastfeed and they ain't never breastfed before. It's going to be horrible. There's going to be a lot of kids that ain't going to make it.
I think a lot of them are gonna die before that. I mean, I do believe there will be mass deaths. To think about women, knowing a good contingent of them are not going to go to work because they just don't understand. If we don't try to work and maintain a society, stuff just gonna happen worse fast. They're not gonna connect those dots. They're not gonna prepare themselves in any kind of way. Again, if you live in the building, you're gonna be like, I'm just gonna go to Daryl's apartment. If you live in a house where Tom's house is empty, but now how you gonna get into Tom's house? You gonna throw a brick through the window or something so you can get in there? Who's gonna fix the window? Because it's cold outside. Who gonna fix that window? No, you ain't thinking about that. Women think about a lot of immediate stuff. So I'm gonna bust in the window so I can go to Tom's house, but now I can't fix Tom's window. So what am I doing? I'm just gonna turn the heat up, hoping that it's cold outside. I'm gonna turn the heat up because the window busted.
Let me say this. So, do they realize that they are dealing with the best men ever? Let me say why. The modern man has essentially terraformed this world to suit and inhabit a bunch of retards. We have essentially civilized this world so much that we have made it possible for these retards to live, thrive, and worst, reproduce. And now we got these retards turning around and telling us we are no longer needed. Ain't that a doozy? Huh?
I mean,
This one is so comfortable that when I'm looking at many of these retards, I'm starting to thinking 500 years ago, you'd be food for lions. You'd be food for wolves. But now here you are at the grocery store, walking around with a cart full of food, full of groceries, and two snotty baby noses walking behind you. Life is too easy. I think we need to bring some pain for these hoes, man.
I didn't even
We need
think
to
about.
make
I didn't think about.
we need to start making life hard again.
I didn't even think about that, Cretonia. What they gonna do about the animals? Who's gonna keep the animals?
see, this is the thing. You don't need to make this extra messy because the stuff that's gonna happen is gonna start happening immediately. There is no meeting up to make a game plan about this new terrible situation. It's just women. You'll have a few women who the head of something who think they should be in charge, and they're gonna act like they know more than what they do. But I mean, it's cool if you the chief medical staff. That's great. But if you don't replace what the men do, what does it matter that you're the chief? Okay, what does it matter? Okay, the fire department's gonna basically be empty. If anybody catches a fire, the fire just gonna burn. Who's stopping the house from going down? That one woman who work at Firehouse 12, she gonna pull up by
Just
herself?
her by herself.
You know what
all right, but let's do this. Let's give him something. Let's give him something.
Before you give him something, let me just throw this out here real quick and easy. Every flat tire just about now just turned into a major issue.
Low key.
That's why I said I'm gonna take all the airs out of the tires.
No, we gonna act the same because we disappearing and we know we're disappearing. We just not giving them warning. But what I'm saying is, the reason I'm saying this, number one, we don't have mass communication telling them everything. So only thing they really gonna know is we coming back, but it ain't till February 1st, because who's gonna run the internet? Who's gonna be on the news stations? Who's gonna be putting out all the information about what women could do if we would all group? Nobody's really doing this stuff because you're gonna have women get together on their own and decide who gonna hold the camera, who gets to be on TV, who gets to read this brochure that we found, even if they found something about how to help survive for a period of time. The egos alone that it would take for even people in the news industry to get together and even put a broadcast out to try to help somebody is going to be ridiculous in itself. You hold the camera. I don't hold cameras. I'm the anchor woman on the 12 o'clock news. With somebody, it ain't 12 o'clock, it's 5 o'clock. Somebody, I ain't holding that camera.
He said, I don't hold cameras.
It'll be sick because it'll be, like you said, the first day on January 2nd, things will still be operating. Once we leave, things will operate for probably about 48 hours.
Right.
And then shit will start shutting down. Suddenly the power would go out and then it would never come back on.
Well, let's say this though. Can we give something to him?
This is my point, bro. If this were to happen, there will be no mass coordination.
No, it won't.
Because they won't even talk to each other to put out something where they would even understand that they would need mass coordination. And a lot of them gonna think, oh, this happened in Chicago. I'm finna go to my brother's house in Milwaukee.
Mhm.
He gone.
Yep.
He gets to his brother's house and he gone. He ain't even there.
Go ahead, what
So
you
he's
want to say?
banging on the door. Well, I was all right. Let's give this. Let's say the small percentage of women that have the necessary skills to make this boat float a little bit longer. Let's say they take over.
Mhm.
How soon do you think there'll be a nuclear war, y'all? We let a handful of these ladies take the lead and lead these other ladies. What do you think will happen if a handful of women take over leadership roles,
Mm.
and these other women think they're just as good or better, and they should have the roles themselves?
Oh,
What do y'all think is gonna happen?
There's not gonna be any nuclear war because before I
They
leave,
can't press the
I'm a
button.
I'm a mess up this button.
Yeah,
I
they
told
really wouldn't be able to press that button.
no.
Real talk.
Well, no, but remember, there's a couple of them that got the skills to be able to work that.
Yeah.
You
So
would have
remember,
to
it's
train somebody else to help you press that button. That's a
well, no,
two-man job. It's over with.
you wouldn't even get that response if you one of these ladies. You wouldn't get that responsibility to none of these nutcrackers because you don't want them having no power. That's the
Well,
first thing.
you know what the
It's
reality
it's
the
gonna turn
reality
into a slave state real quick,
the
y'all. Just
reality
so
would
y'all
be
understand.
the reality, the nature of women is on some real shit. The few women that are capable of managing these systems, like the 3% or the 2% of electricians, they would pretend they're not electricians.
Oh yeah.
A lot of them wouldn't pretend that they're not generals or they haven't. They would see that this finna be all on my responsibility. Oh hell no,
Hell
I'm
no.
not showing up to work.
Mhm.
Oh hell no, I'm not telling them I know how to work this generator.
That's true. That's true.
They would resort to super selfishness and sit there and wait. And it would be Darwinism would take over.
Yeah, a lot of them would not realize that you cannot just wait this whole 31 days.
No.
They wouldn't get it in time. And then, like I said, when people start trying to go find someone else, because y'all know what women gonna do. Well, what's the easiest route? And I'm not saying that ain't even human nature. The easiest route to go to some other man in some other town, because I know all the men are going to my town. So let me go to some friend's house or some associate house that is a man. They're gonna go to other places looking for men to be there. Then they're gonna come to a realization no man is here either. So once they finally figure out, I don't think there's no men available at all. You know, at that point, everybody who got a flat tire, they just stuck. Because who coming to fix the tire? And are they gonna really fix the tire themselves? And just realistically speaking, y'all, I'm not saying most women couldn't fix a flat tire, but who gonna actually fix it? So now you stuck wherever you happen to be stuck at, because you still thinking like some man gonna come rescue you. She about to die. She ain't got no food. She was just in the car driving down the tire flat. Is she gonna get out and walk even 4 miles to get to a safe location?
There would be a large percentage of women who die by accidents trying to repair their tires, trying to start generators. Remember when the power went out in Texas and a couple women died because they went in the garage and started their cars and sat in the car? Like a lot of them will just die from stupidity, like not just ignorance. They wouldn't know you can't drink water that's not filtered. They wouldn't know you probably shouldn't start a fire inside the house on the living room table. It's certain things. A lot of them would be much of the deaths would be death by accident of women saying, you know what, we can do this. Come on, ladies, let's go in this nuclear power plant and start changing out the reactors. That would result in meltdowns and accidental deaths. They would try to fly the planes. It would be a few pilots trying to train, offhand train. Have you ever tried to train a woman in something?
It's crazy, yeah, man. It's
I don't think a lot of them planes gonna make it off the runway. Just being real. I'm just being realistic. I understand this. There are some female pilots out there. Are they close enough to each other, and do they know each other where they can even call each other so they can actually fly a plane anywhere? See, you got to think about that part too. Well, yeah, we can fly because we know. Do you know another female pilot? Do you actually know her schedule? Do you know what she's going to be? Is she going to actually come to work at her regular hours? Do you have her phone number? Ain't a whole lot of flying going to happen.
Roger, flight attendants could do it too. I mean, they've been in planes for years.
Yeah, all right.
We
Yeah,
could
all
get one of them to do it.
Teacher air.
Yeah, I'm just because without this mass communication that to even know that the men aren't coming back, you're gonna have a bunch of women scrambling, doing stuff that they really wouldn't be doing at first. They're gonna put themselves so far out of position to even take advantage of the little they do get by being in their home. They're gonna be burned up because they're gonna go look for a man. And if they can't get back to their home safely, you know, that's just added problems at that particular point.
See, and another problem is they would immediately, you know, survival will kick in. So they would start trying to come up with a plan, but they tend to come up with plans by committee. So we would probably come back on the 2nd of February, and they would probably be still having a meeting, trying to figure out who would manage this and who would manage that. Meanwhile, 50% of them are already dead, and 50% of the world is uninhabitable because they left the bodies everywhere, and they just let the skyscrapers. They just didn't go inside of them no more. Once they realized they couldn't inhabit them, they would just give it up.
Do y'all know that they would be using the bathroom outside? For let's say the ones that did stay home, the toilet don't work no more. What y'all think they're gonna do?
Use the
They're gonna go out to the backyard and use the bathroom, and they're not gonna even bury it. They're not gonna cover it up.
No, they're not.
They're not gonna dig. They're not gonna dig no 6-foot holes so they can have a place to use the bathroom for a while. You know what I'm saying? Like none of this stuff is gonna happen.
Nope. And you think women are the more cleanly version of our species? Okay, you gonna see what it really look like.
And
Who's really the most cleanly?
I also think we underestimate how much men stave off like animals and shit in nature too. So bears, wolves, if we disappear and they just had the whole control of all the infrastructure, nature would start to impede on these things. So it would just be problem after, it would be a cascade of problems that surmount to the point I think they would just give up and wait. If we told them we was coming back, they would say, hey, ladies, some of y'all ain't gonna make it. Some of y'all will. We just got to wait to the 31st.
Well, let's be realistic about this then. It's January 1st. The men have left, right? Now, I live in the city of Chicago, y'all. There is a zoo inside of city limits.
Yep.
What's going to happen at the Lincoln Park Zoo when the animals ain't getting fed?
They going to break out. And ain't nobody keeping them in there, so they're going to break out.
I got one better. So where I live here in Central Florida, I live in a very populated area of Central Florida, and we have black bears. At my office complex, there has been black bears walking around the parking lot 10:30 in the morning, y'all. I've seen deer around my way. I've seen bald eagles. Here in Florida, we got I've seen coyotes in my complex. Coyotes, full-grown, black like the movie Coyotes in my home's complex. I've seen deer, rabbits flying around, bats, eagles. When I say eagles, I'm saying bald eagles, like the one that's on all of our stuff. I've seen hawks. I've seen all kind of critters. And you know it's Florida, so you already know who's floating around in the water. We got some sharks.
Gators.
In Florida, they tell you if there is a standing body of water, more than likely there is an alligator in it. I kid you not. And I mean any standing body of water. You know, like when you're driving on the highway and you see the water in between, you know, one side of the highway going one way and the other side of the highway going the other. There's a little pond or something in the middle of the highway. I've seen alligators in those. They're everywhere here. They snatch people's pets. Just so y'all know, it's on the news. Normally, alligators snatch people's pets when they walk in them in parks and stuff.
You know what they say? If that water wet, there's a gator in there.
And I just want to know who gonna go get the bear at the parking lot.
You know what they did that day? So what they did was that day, they literally, because we got screens in the office and whatnot, and they plastered it on because the parking lot has cameras. So the camera caught the black bear walking around in the parking. And when I say walking around, the parking lot is full, y'all. It's not like we in the middle of nowhere. Nothing like it. Ain't nothing like that. Where my city is, I'm next to there's there's three major highways that crosses through my city. Three major highways. And the bear, this office building was not too far from one of them. And this bear was just walking around the parking lot like this is where he normally be. He ain't bump into no cars. He walked right past him like he was a person. There was shopping centers, restaurants, supermarkets around the like within a 5 to 10 minute walk. This is not an empty place. And there's a black man walking in the parking lot like nothing happened.
Because y'all don't realize that's his crib. Y'all put
Thank
something
you.
around his
Thank you.
crib. It wasn't the other way
We
around.
we in his spot.
Now, and I'm gonna throw this out here too, y'all. Cause my thing is, I get in a discussion like this, sometimes we look for these big, super big things that's going on. No, the small things is gonna tear women's behind off. Y'all think about it. If the men are gone, who's gonna take care of trash removal? If ain't nobody picking up the trash, what's gonna happen? Nature gonna smell it. Guess where they coming? Right to where the women are. Because they just putting the trash outside. Now, if you in Chicago and you actually have alleys, okay, you putting it behind the house. In some of these places, y'all ain't got no alleys. I heard New York ain't got alleys. So y'all just putting it out front. Okay, so y'all telling all of nature, it's plenty of food over here. Who gonna stop them from coming to eat? You know, the rats gonna be at home because it's trash everywhere. Y'all thought it was rats before. Wait till ain't nobody moving none of that stuff. And y'all think a bunch of women finna get out there and get the rats under control? Ain't nobody taking nothing to the landfill. Well, how many women do y'all really believe working in waste management? And out of those women, are they gonna pick up behind all the other women? I'm talking about women gonna be burned up on very small levels. You ain't got to worry about the big stuff. The small levels gonna be tearing them off. You know? And then you always got this issue about who going to work. Let's be real about that, y'all. Who's going to work? Because I think it's gonna be a bunch of dead women at the grocery stores. Because I think women gonna start, well, I'm just gonna break in the grocery store, give me some food.
Yeah,
But
pretty much.
and once you eat that food, what's gonna happen to you? You know, women gonna start being greedy. Everybody gonna now you're gonna be killing people at the grocery store. Now you got dead bodies at the grocery store with the food. How's this gonna work?
And just so y'all know, based on the numbers of the chart that you were shown earlier, in some of those fields where their percentages are higher, like in the water utility and then the energy sector, they have administrative jobs, not the physical, practical jobs that make those industries run. They work in the office and push papers and stuff. That's not like they can, even if they still go to work, most of them, a high percentage of them, if they can still go to work, the infrastructure is going to fail, even though they're still there at work because their jobs, they help support the people who keep infrastructure going. They're not actually the ones keeping infrastructure going.
Yeah. Her job is to listen to the president and keep up with his schedule and file
There we go.
paperwork and make phone calls and set up meetings. He's not there, so she ain't even coming.
Or scheduling the visits to when there's a problem. So if somebody reports a problem with one of the electrical poles, she's the one who schedules somebody to come out and fix it. She ain't coming out to fix it.
Yeah.
She's just managing the schedule for somebody to come out and fix it.
All
That's
these
all she
call
does.
centers that people have, you can call a call center, but if they ain't got nobody to dispatch,
Right. There's no point in their job. So that's why their job is secondary or supportive.
you know, and the grocery stores are gonna run empty because they say grocery stores keep about 2 weeks of food. I believe they say about 2 weeks of food. All they got to do is get to February 1st, y'all. Who gonna restock the store? Y'all seen any women restocking the stores? Hey, y'all ever pull up to places at night? Like it's the middle of the night, you happen to be out doing stuff because we men, we do stuff at night. When you pulled up at a 7-Eleven, did you see a woman bringing stuff in?
Hey, Roger,
Go
your
ahead.
your average supermarket has 96 hours worth of food in it. I'm a manager at a
Boom. We
supermarket.
got an expert right here on the panel. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You got 96 hours. What's that, like 4 days?
And y'all see how Roger do his esteemed guest?
Oh, you know what? My
No,
apologies,
no,
brother.
no,
My
no,
apologies.
no, no, no. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing, Roger. Don't say nothing. No,
Now that you spoke, I
no.
know Roger saw you. I know he did.
Yeah. Oh,
Don't say
Lord
nothing.
Jesus. My apologies, brother. My apologies. I did not do that on purpose. I don't even know how I didn't say nothing about you. Because I saw you
Man,
come up. My apologies, man.
pay him no mind. Always
Lord have
forgive me,
mercy.
Kevin.
Lord have mercy.
Oh man.
But that was not
Yeah.
intentional. That was not intentional. But
Hey,
before we
look.
even go, no, before you even go, because now I'm gonna really be an a-hole about this. Before he even go, shout out to Landon. I appreciate you, my brother. Landon came through with the $2, said, salute and happy Thanksgiving. I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that, brother. I'll put that too on next year's turkey. Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Shout out to my main man, Gold P. He said money in with the Trail Bentley tax and Shark Sims tax. Dropped off $5.95. Thank you very, very much, my brother. I appreciate the support. I appreciate you. And y'all, I don't know what to tell you because I definitely said I'm gonna try to make sure I get everybody the mic quickly. I've been trying to do that, and I definitely didn't do it to the Great Reset today. And then I got the nerve that when I realized that I ain't brought him up, when he done said something, I got the nerve to read cash apps just to make it wait a little bit longer.
Hey, look, I understand. You do get everybody the mic. I'm just nobody. I get
Yeah.
it. I
No, it's
understand.
cool. It's cool. I think it has something to do with LeBron. I'm gonna just be real. I think it has something to do with
Oh,
LeBron, and I'm gonna leave it there, y'all.
oh.
I ain't gonna get into it. I don't want to get away from what we talking about today, but I think it was subconscious. I told y'all your subconscious rule you. You know what I'm saying? So I think it has something to do with LeBron. But you got the mic, my brother. You got
Man,
the mic.
happy belated Thanksgiving to you, brothers. I just want to chime in on this subject. I ain't gonna be long. I am a South Florida native from Palm Beach County. I'm also a truck driver by trade. 95% of us out here are men. It's a wrap. Ain't none of y'all gonna get no food. It's over. Logistics, all the stuff that you get in your house is from a truck. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. It ain't gonna. Everybody gonna starve in 2 weeks. That's number one. There ain't gonna be no cooperation. There's not gonna be any hierarchy, and spitefulness is gonna be at an all-time high. These are the three things that's gonna kill the planet. In Florida alone, Florida and Louisiana, we're gonna count Florida and Louisiana. As my man was saying, we got bald eagles, we have coyotes, we have panthers, we have bears, we have wild boars, we have alligators, we have sharks, we have boa constrictors, we have anacondas, and we have uh, just all kinds of poisonous snakes. That is going to be 1/4 of the United States by the time the men get back. It's going to be a wrap, bro. The animals are going to eat everybody. Ain't gonna be nothing for us to come back to. Ain't gonna be nothing for us to fix. In 2 months? Oh, brother, nah, bro. Have y'all seen I Am Legend? No, no. Ain't gonna be nothing left, bro. Nuclear weapon? Which one of them gonna be in charge? They don't know. Are they gonna turn to the left or to the right? They do it at the same time or separate? They don't know. It's over. Ain't gonna be no nuclear weapon. We ain't gotta worry about that. But the animals gonna be running the show. King Kong gonna be sitting up in the White House on the throne running the show. I promise you that's what's going to happen, bro. It is no more complicated than that. The animals will take over inside of 2 weeks. By the time we get back in 2 months, we got to we got to talk to God about can we have dominion over the planet again. That's what it is. I
Thank you,
love my
brother.
sisters. I love my sisters, but that's about it, bro. It ain't complicated. Ain't nobody gonna run no infrastructure. Cell phones gonna be down in a day. Water's gonna be down in a day. Electricity's gonna be down in a day. Sewage, sewage gonna be down in a matter of hours because there ain't none of them trying to work with that. Oh, it's over.
It's over. Go P. I need people to understand what Go P was saying about the animals. Y'all niggas think we live far from animals, and he added on how can I Go P? How can I make them try to understand how really real it is out here in the southeast area? There are wild boars, y'all. I could
Yes,
drive 30 minutes from where I'm at. It's a little further south, and I can go in the bushes and there's wild boars out there. I gotta be careful of.
yes. We have a
But
we
you
have
said,
a
Ed,
wa-
go
we
ahead.
have a
Sorry,
wild boar in South Florida that is so big. The first time I saw it,
it's
it's a female.
ridiculous.
I thought
It's
it was a bear.
ridiculous. It's
I
ridiculous.
thought it
They're
was a bear.
furry. It ain't like the pigs y'all used to. I'm just saying. They
Man,
don't
man.
understand.
I used to harvest sugar cane, so I used to see all these animals. Oh, we have bobcats too.
Oh, bobcats. Yep. We also
We
have
have
a lot of
bobcats.
hawks. But besides the eagles,
Yeah.
there's a lot of other hawks too. We got a lot of hawks and birds of prey floating around, flying around this piece, and
Yeah.
owls. We
All
got
right.
owls, gigantic owls. It's crazy out here, man.
Well,
And
they gonna be around. They gonna be around because I don't know what they gonna do with all the dead baby bodies.
yeah.
Y'all do know it's gonna be a lot of women who just, well, I'm just gonna let my baby die now and call it a day, so I ain't got to worry about taking care of him. Because I don't know when Tom's getting back. Well, no, technically I know when Tom's getting back, but the world's getting crazy. I'm just gonna tell Tom I couldn't handle both of us, and it is
Re-
what it is. You know.
remember in history class we had the Louisiana Purchase, which was like Louisiana, Texas, New Mexico, and all these other states. That's coming back. But there's gonna be the Louisiana Purchase and the Florida Purchase, and they're gonna merge together. It's gonna be like, man, bro, no.
I think you would need men. Somebody would have to write up a deal. So I think you would need men to. I think the borders won't matter anymore at that point. I don't really believe borders are going to even make a difference until the men
No,
get back. Truth be told,
no.
I just don't even see how that's going to work out. But
And,
I
and
got to get. I'm no legend in as well because I didn't let him get in. So my apologies to him as well. My bad. But you do have the mic now.
Dear Jonas, it's cold outside. It's been 3 weeks. No, no, man.
Nigga stupid.
I tried to make I tried to make fire in my living room. So I cracked the match. I put fire on the curtains. The whole building burned down. Journal, it's cold outside. There are many dead. I came back at the apartment. My baby was dead. She was fine. I had to leave her. It was my first hot meal in 3 weeks. Good thing I had to abort from before, so I managed to eat my baby. It's okay. It's okay. I tried to seal clothes on the dead body. They were closed. They were closed. So I hit the clothes. The clothes have been suing me for 2 days. How the fuck did it wash my face? I'm hiding in the store. I got my periods. I got my periods, but I got no tampons. I'm bleeding. Dear Jono. Woo! What's that? Wolves? How come the wolves in Chicago? They follow me because of the blood. The wolves. They smell the blood. I'm gonna die. Dear Jono. Fuck you, Jermaine. It's your fault.
God damn. I thought my level of pettiness was increasing. My fellow panel brothers, y'all clearly showed me I have no idea what I'm doing when it comes to being petty. I have no idea. I need to
Well,
train. I'm sorry.
well, well, you know what though? He brings up something that's actually a very good point. The section of women who gonna go there, they're gonna cry, they're gonna be trying to get their ways, they're gonna be in the way because y'all know how women do. They're gonna try to come up with some tears, throw a tantrum, and wait for somebody to come quote unquote save them or rescue them in their situation. Those women are gonna really be in the way when the other women realize just how daunting of a task this is about to be. And unfortunately, they're going to encourage other women to start doing the same thing. So you're going to have the contingent of women who just ain't going to do nothing is going to go rapidly. I'm pretty sure. There'll be a few women that, maybe somebody with some military position, maybe somebody who worked at the White House, maybe they will assume some level of responsibility and try to get other people to do stuff. But it's going to be a good contingent of women that's going to literally be in the way of progress for the women who could survive. I think the agrarian folks, they cool. Now, the thing is, are other women going to be smart enough to even try to get to those women? And if they even come up with the idea to get to those women, how you going to get there? Because, technically there's farming in every state, y'all. And I know some of y'all mind made it went, man, they gonna have to get on a plane and go to another country. No, it's farming in every state. But how you gonna get to the farm? And are you gonna make friends with the woman who owns the farm? Because women do a lot of crazy, chaotic stuff. What you really gonna do? Yeah. And she there by herself and Paul gone. She may want some help, but can she train you to feed the pigs? You really finna do that? You was just working at Walmart as a cashier. You gonna come to some woman's farm that you don't know, and you gonna start taking instructions off her so you'll be good to the men get back? Is that really gonna happen? Because I don't see that happen. Not by any large section. And that's real talk. So, unless you're gonna come and work, they can't just take in everybody at the end of the day too. Yeah, and again, pray to God your car actually make it to some place, because if you get a flat tire, it's over with. Do y'all think women would even let each other in? They driving down the highway, they see another woman who got a flat tire. Y'all think they'll stop and let another woman in once they realize ain't no men really there? I think there's some difficulties going on that seem small, but they're gonna be very big in a scenario like this. Now, I don't think the women gonna quote unquote just be attacking each other for no reason. I think that'll just be with like women trying to go to the grocery store and get food. I think it'll be a lot of fights at the grocery store, and I do believe they're gonna deplete the groceries because they're fighting over groceries. So, shout out to Red Pill Super said, who says there's 96 hours of groceries. Y'all, that's only 4 days. 3 days, 72 hours, 24 on top of that. That ain't number 4 days of groceries. They're gonna waste a good third of that. And I don't know what they're gonna do with the meat either. Because you can grab the cereal and whatnot, the canned goods and all that. What you gonna do with the meat? Because once the electricity go out, that's over with. You can't even refrigerate the stuff. So, I do think who's going to work is going to make a huge difference in this particular world. But you're going to be in a world where there ain't no man to report to. So a lot of women just ain't going to even go to work. Okay? UFO Kamikaze said, remove the fixer flat from her BBL to repair the tire. Hilarious. but unfortunately, not gonna be an answer that's usable when you cruising down Route 66. Not gonna be a very easy thing to do, you know. Shout out to MJD. He says, and they won't be able to use their sexuality to manipulate anyone. I don't know how that's gonna work. You know, maybe it's a couple studs out here that's willing to do so. You know, maybe it's a couple studs out here willing to do something. But how much can they really help you without men being in the picture at all? Yeah, because this is the thing, y'all. There's a lot of stuff that people can do with the help of men. Even if the women were trying to help each other, y'all. Do y'all think women know how to get anywhere? How many women y'all think know how to read a map? Let's say they want to help each other. Okay, cool. You want to help each other. You know what I'm saying? They got their cell phone still working. You know, you call and you give your address. Yo, once it gets too late, and then you get to landlines, because there's some old landlines out there that still work. Let's say somebody actually reporting to these jobs. When you call, can you tell somebody where you are and they actually find your home? Because I mean, that GPS is a thing. I talk to men about that GPS. You know, you use the GPS to tell you every single thing about what you need to know. Well, how you gonna know where to get anywhere? Can you even call 911 and say you need help, and will someone even be able to drive to your house? Now, I don't know how much help you're gonna get, because a lot of people ain't gonna show up to work, and I don't think it's just a whole lot of EMT female workers out there. I've seen them. Usually they pair with a guy. I've rarely ever seen, and I think it may only happen once or twice, where I've seen any ladies at an ambulance in any capacity and they actually work together. I don't really see that. If I see a female, she's usually paired with a guy. So now if you have any kind of emergency and you need some medical assistance, can they even find your house? Because once the power go down and the GPS ain't working, how they getting there? A lot of people don't know where anything is. Now I've said before, I talk to the younger folk to try to get them to learn where stuff is. Because if you ever have a satellite issue or something like that, and you don't even know where you live, basically. Like, you know how to drive home, but you don't really know how to drive from anywhere else to home, except maybe your job. If ain't no GPS, can you make it back home? And there's a lot of women who are quote unquote passenger princesses. We know they ain't help nobody get home.
Roger, you're underestimating what I told you about truck drivers. Fuel is driven to all the local areas every week, twice a week. You out of fuel completely. 72 hours. Done. You ain't got nothing for the generator, nothing.
Well, you know what? That's a very real thing. And I'm looking at this, bro. Real talk. If this was a real situation, who going to the gas station and turn the pump on?
Who know how to turn the pump on?
All the men are gone. Now there are some female gas station workers out there, y'all. Let's give a little credit. There's some that are out there. Are they gonna go to work, and are they gonna turn the pump on, or are they only gonna go back to the gas station and turn the pump on when they want to get some gas in their car, and they're gonna drive somewhere to see about some men, because it ain't worldwide news that all the men are gone.
Here's a basic fundamental understanding. Who's gonna go to work knowing they're not gonna get paid?
Well, I mean, that's
Because
a that's another.
you have to ultimately be selfless in a world like this. We're talking about a post dystopian world. You have to be selfless in order to keep the world going. So who's gonna go to work knowing they're not gonna get the reward they've been getting? Who gonna do that?
I mean, that's gonna be rough. That's gonna be rough because I don't know how pay gonna work if all the men are gone. You know, now I know it's some departments out there, and it's some women that work in payroll, but I think they gonna realize they ain't getting paid. They might be some of the first to check out. You know, so all the different little things they could do to support each other is over with, and you know, I got truck driver friends. Truck driving is how America gets its stuff, y'all. So whatever we depend on, if ain't no truck drivers really taking it there, it ain't there no way. You know, because you make a good point. You know, the people who fill up the gas station, they're not coming to the gas station to put gas at the gas station. The people who deliver medical supplies, they're not bringing any medical supplies. They're not bringing them to the hospital or any other medical facility. Like, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody delivering pre-packed lunch. Somebody will have the idea, well, you know, I get my food shipped to me automatically. You know what I'm saying? I'm on this pre-packaged program. Because those do exist too. Who gonna move it though?
I mean, so all those who are insulin deficient, diabetics, they won't be able to receive the medical supply, so they're pretty much dead already. And since they don't have a work to pay, and most likely during the first 3 days, they're gonna empty all the supermarkets. And after the 3 days, they won't have anything to exchange between one another to make the society survive. The only ones who are gonna be able to survive are, as you said, the women who live on farms, who have direct access to food. But all the women who live in cities, they're pretty much condemned.
And you know what? That is an honest representation, if you ask me, about what's going to happen. Because the food won't be delivered, the medicine won't be delivered. So all, you know, the medical centers that you go get whatever you need to get from ain't nothing there after a couple days. You know, and then once some woman figures out, let me go stash a big lot of it, because I know ain't no more coming. She gonna burn up the other people that need it. So now you're gonna have more dead bodies piling up quicker. And again, nobody's removing these dead bodies, y'all. What would women do when they just come across a dead body in the street? Now, I'm saying, think about this, y'all. There is no man to pick up a phone and call to say there's a dead body on 43rd. Ain't no man to call. What's gonna happen with that body that just fell out in the street?
It's gonna
It's gonna be a
fester.
chain reaction. Yeah.
Diseases are gonna be everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere. Because they don't know that you're supposed to burn the bodies. And they don't know how to burn the bodies.
Now you
There's gonna
got
be a chain
bodies in the
reaction.
street. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, there's gonna be a chain reaction because once the body on the floor, the rats are gonna come, the crows are gonna come, and when for example, coyotes and wolves observe in the sky that there's a lot of crows, it's gonna be a signal for them that there's food to be accessed, and then all the animals who live outside the city are gonna go enter the city, and then you're gonna have rats, crows, wolves, coyotes, and bears entering the cities to find the dead bodies and the women. In other words, and none of the women are gonna have the decency maybe to leave the city because they don't have proper transportation means.
Well, so much for I chose the bear.
They ain't got to worry about choosing no bear. That bear gonna choose them. And you gonna give animals the taste for human flesh. You know what I'm saying? You gonna wake that up in animals. Real talk. You know, and bears like fresh food. They don't want to eat nothing dead. They want something fresh. They want it alive. You know, so it is what it is. But again, you're gonna have people fall out in the streets, and there's gonna be nobody to remove them, and that's gonna happen while the garbage also is piling up in the streets. And I'm thinking realistically, y'all, once somebody died on 49th, okay, you know, you got some ladies who live on 49th Street, right? But some other lady done died on 49th Street. They're not gonna remove that body. So what are they going to do with their garbage from that point on? They're not going to take their garbage outside because it's a dead body outside. They're just going to throw garbage out the window. Now, once they start throwing garbage out the window, now the animal's going to come right there where the body is, and then you got all this garbage being thrown out the window. They're going to bring the animals right to their doorsteps. And once the bear come into the building, who getting it out? That's what I want to know. You live in a building, 20-story building. You got 8 apartments on each floor. You thought you was safe because maybe you was closer to downtown or something. Who gonna tell the bear to get out the building? You know, security ain't working. Keep that in mind, y'all. Security ain't downstairs no more. You just opened this building. You know, it's a lovely building, you know. But once they break that glass, who gonna tell that bear to leave the building? You know, I ain't too quick to tell no bear to leave a building. You know, animal control don't seem to have a bunch of women that show up. I say that anytime I see animal control doing something, I might see one woman. That's it. So you know, who's gonna do all this stuff? Now, keep in mind, your toilets are backing up as well, so you can't use the bathroom inside the home. So you got to go to the backyard to use the bathroom. Now you got all these extra crows out here. All these extra birds and whatnot is out here. While you trying to go use the bathroom, and you ain't gonna even dig anything up, bury anything at all. Your yard, if you have a yard, your yard is literally turning into a waste dump. And if you are in any level of building, I don't know what you're doing with I mean, where are you taking the piss? You can't just put it in the tub and leave it there. Where are you gonna relieve yourself? Because I'm thinking this, y'all. If we go on January 1st, what y'all think January 7th gonna look like? Because that's when a lot of these problems gonna really kick in. You know, you talking about the power grid. Can't nobody go fix nothing because the people don't know how to fix it. The women who would know how to fix it, they may show up, but is anybody else gonna show up? You know, will you go and even find the plans of how you supposed to do the different stuff? You know, Sober Provide Speak say in the alley. Are you gonna go as a woman? Are you going to an alley that ain't nobody picked up no garbage, and now you get all these extra animals outside and rats and stuff like that? And I'm thinking, if you caught up in the building, you just in your apartment, or you gonna go to an empty apartment? Is everybody gonna figure out what apartment some man lived in that ain't finna be back? Is everybody gonna go to his bath? Well, is everybody gonna go to his apartment and just use the bathroom and just walk and leave? Because if you in a building and you're not going outside, this human nature is human nature. We still got to go to the bathroom. Where is this gonna happen? You know, because the plumbing system is toe up now, y'all. Because every broken toilet in the city ain't getting fixed now. It's gonna back up quick.
Y'all have all brought up some very valid points, but we still haven't touched on probably the most important.
And what would
What
that
these
be,
hoes
sir?
going what these hoes gonna do about all their weave and BBLs that they can't maintain no more, son? It's gonna be pandemonium.
I know they gonna do that. Yeah, you now you underestimating them now, bro. That's the first thing to go. That's the first place to get ready. All them supplies gonna be
Oh
off the
yeah,
shelf.
shelf. It's gonna be going, but what's gonna happen is they can't maintain that, right?
You
Now we
got
know.
enough. You got enough of them chicks out there that know how to do hair. Listen, I ain't gonna underestimate them like that, bro. They gonna get that done. You understand me?
And
I'm just saying, they not gonna will maintain sanitation, food, electricity, water, but they damn sure
Nigga,
gonna maintain that weave. But
look,
and
I'm gonna give you a real example. When they did the Survival Island thing, These chicks were starving. Them people gave them a pig. They wouldn't kill the pig. They gave the pig a name and made the pig a pet. They wouldn't eat it. They were starving. But you know what they did? They dyed their hair. They found a way to dye their hair, bro. You underestimate them, bro. You
That is crazy.
underestimate them.
And what about the box wine?
Oh, it's out of there.
Well, I think they're going to raid certain stores and whatnot probably within the first 3 days.
Yes,
Okay, it's gonna
definitely.
be folks. They're gonna raid these stores in the first 3 days. Now the crazy part is they're gonna raid the stores for a bunch of stuff that ain't gonna make a difference on day 6.
Right.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
Macy's, Nordstrom, and all of that is going to get
They
raided.
getting in there. Yeah.
While the smart people, if they got brains, they're going to hit the supermarkets and get stuff for weapons and clothes, like clothes
How
to
That
keep
that
many
ain't
themselves
women?
that
warm.
ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen. When
How
we
many?
come back, when we come back, all the gun shops gonna be intact. All the fishing and tackle gonna be intact. All that stuff, all the camping stores, all that stuff gonna be intact. It's gonna be like ain't nobody even touched it.
And Home Depot.
Home Depot and Lowe's in perfect condition.
Yeah, deserted. Like literally, it's gonna be exactly the same way as we left it when we get back. You'll be like, damn, nobody came here for nothing.
They're gonna be fully stocked.
Yeah. Y'all didn't come here for shovels or garbage cans, nothing.
But
God
but
damn.
the weave and the lashes, first day that's gone.
Yeah, the corner beauty supply store, they done been through.
And
Ain't gonna be
that's the
nothing
spot that's gonna have the most security. That's the place that's gonna have some armed ladies standing in front of it, making sure that they gonna have no problems. Gonna have
bro.
a
If
sign.
all the
Go
men
say
gone, how many armed ladies you got?
they gonna have all of them out there. There's gonna be a sign up at the store saying, "No problems, no fuss. Come spend your money." Oh, bring jewelry because we don't take money no more. Bring valuables. We don't take money no more.
You know what? Shout out to Gil. He says personal hygiene. You're gonna have a legion of city women on the period. Neither clean water
Oh
supply nor old
God.
school cleansing method. And that's why I'm thinking it's gonna be women that turn somebody's apartment into a bathroom.
Yeah, yeah, they're gonna have to. Well, so that's what we was talking about earlier. That's one of the things that's gonna cause the biggest problems because they won't be able to. So as soon as they try to have that problem in their own bathrooms, we're not even talking about number one, number two, the hygiene stuff that goes along with being a woman. The second that they have any of that in their bathrooms and the sanitation system doesn't work anymore, that bathroom is now unusable. They're gonna go outside, just like you said, or to an empty place, or wherever they gotta go, whatever they gotta do, until that place can't be used anymore. Ain't nobody gonna clean up nothing. Cause you think they're gonna clean up after other women, you out your mind. They don't even want to clean up after their own family and themselves.
And that's why I think by day 6, it's gonna be something, Joe. Day 6, you got on January 6th, you got piling up trash outside for all these city areas. Women who are caught up in buildings are going to have an issue with plumbing even working. A lot of people's plumbing probably won't be working by day 6. Okay, so now Brad's apartment empty because Brad gone. We gonna use Brad's apartment as a bathroom. I'm literally talking about they gonna go in there, take a dump on the floor and just leave it there. Okay. And then we're talking about women. A lot of them ain't gonna even do it smartly. They're not gonna even go deep in the apartment. They're gonna take a dump kind of at the beginning, like right when you walk in the door. So they're gonna have to figure
Jesus,
out.
Roger.
Yeah, they're gonna have to figure out we need to go to the bedroom before we do it. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna take them a while to figure that out. So it's gonna be a mess just getting in there. Once you open that door, that stench gonna be something. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just being realistic. This is what's gonna happen in these, when people are in a more compacted situation. The animals are gonna be all throughout the city because whoever died outside is probably not being removed. And then
Oh,
every woman who see a dead body on the block is now gonna throw trash out the window.
oh, and Roger, and the Bears gonna be eating good with all those big backs out there.
And once the bears come, that's more reason why the women not coming outside. But with all that, anybody who's caught up in the building situation where no one's going outside, How long before the animals come in? And then what you gonna do? Because you got all this smell coming from these places because people ain't going outside. You got that, them 3, 4, 5 dead bodies because they're gonna start to pile up outside too. And when some woman tries to run outside, she's gonna be attacked by some animals. She's gonna die. Okay, she'll be ripped apart by some bear or something like that. Some bobcat may get her, whatever the case is. So they're gonna be pieces of flesh all over the place. Ain't nobody going to clean it up. It's over with, bro. So when the men get back, the women who live in a place that's pretty much agrarian, I think they'll have a decent percentage that's going to survive. But even in those agrarian places, you still have men there doing certain stuff. The women who are in any city area whatsoever, they pretty much gone.
The only good thing about this situation is when we get back, we will be perceived as gods.
To whoever's left.
Yeah.
Because I mean, truth be told, when we got back, this would be a job. Real talk. Our cities are going to be totally infested. You know what I'm saying? We can't just go back to business as usual. That's not going to be able to happen. Some of us going to try to, but we got to clear the streets, man. It's bodies out here, pieces of bodies out here. The sanitation guys here, they're going to have a whole lot to do. City sanitation, they'll have a whole lot to do. Anybody who has any type of funeral home or whatever, yeah, you're gonna get all types of clowns. It's gonna be a mess. Y'all. It's gonna be we might be camping again. Real talk. City might be so because you talking about January 1st to January 31st, and then let's keep it real. When it snow, for the ladies who are catching the snow, because if you're in Chicago, you're gonna have to deal with all these animals and whatnot, and you still gonna have to deal with snow. Now, luckily, we gonna have hibernating bears, and they shouldn't be all over the place. Now, I don't know what to tell y'all about the animals that leave the zoo, because we got a zoo right inside city limits, and them animals gonna want to eat, so they coming up out that zoo. Yeah, animal control ain't gonna do nothing about it, so I don't even know where they at this time.
Don't come to Florida. Our bears don't hibernate. We ain't got no winter.
Oh, Lord have mercy. So it's fresh
Well,
food
that's
every day for them.
Roger. That's why I said extend it to March 21st, player. Let them get all the winter. They have to remember this for the rest of their life. Listen, from the week into January, right? That ain't even the worst part of winter. Everybody who done lived in a cold place knows that last week of January to that midweek, that second week of February usually is the worst time of winter for everywhere. So I think they should go ahead and just deal with that as well. They stinky cells gonna be frozen and people gonna be dead. When we come back, if my wife's still alive, depending on what her circumstances look like, I might pick her back up. But more than likely, I'm gonna have to get me a new one because I can't deal with that kind of wear and tear on my products that I
No.
own. I'm sorry.
As I thought about this, I'm sitting here like, bro, I'm gonna get back. Mom's gone. She
gone.
She in a better place.
She gone.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't even expect to see her. If you do see her, you're gonna think she a ghost. Is that
Yeah.
you, mama?
Nah, mama out of here, man. She ain't. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never seen no trace of survival skills from mama. So mom go.
He said, I ain't never seen no trace of survival skills
Mom's
from
go.
my mama.
You know? And my sister's probably gone too. That's all I'm gonna say. They probably gone too. Cause
all
they
my
gonna
sisters are
huddle up
gone.
together. They gonna huddle up together, whatever. And one of them die, that's gonna make the rest of them die. Ain't nobody gonna move bodies like they need to. Ain't nobody gonna bury nothing. So, yeah, yo, I mean, everybody who's attached to a really old person, they family probably gone too, because grandma gonna die. and they
I think
gonna leave grandma.
I got
Hold
one
on,
sister that might make
they,
it.
they gonna leave grandma in the bed, right? Because grandma done died. Let's be realistic about this, y'all. Grandma done died, right?
Oh,
Grandma was 98. Grandma done died, right? Okay. Uh, grandma in the bedroom, so they gonna close the door because ain't nobody called to pick grandma up. So you gonna have a dead body in your home. How's this supposed
so
to work?
Man, listen, every overweight woman gonna be dead. Every one of them.
damn.
Every one of them. Every woman over 40 gonna be dead. The only ones gonna survive are the ones that are in shape and willing to do what it takes to survive.
Who gonna tell them what to do? If the women over 40 dead, the women 30 and down got a serious problem. Because the
Man,
few women who might have known what to do, they out.
They
hey,
gone.
we might come back to 50 women per city, man. I'm telling you, bro, it'll be rough.
I know we point out, so I'm saying I don't want to stray away from the behavioral part. I think there's going to be a lot of women ending other women's lives.
I told you there will be no hierarchy.
Oh
There
yeah,
will
no,
be no cooperation, and spite is gonna be at an all time high.
yep,
Which is gonna make for
but
more dead bodies,
pretty
which is gonna make
much.
for more
Bingo.
disease, more animal invasion a lot quicker.
I want to ask y'all something because I've been thinking about this for a while. I even went on the internet to try to search which woman of power that has power that you haven't seen when they get any kind of power they don't abuse it.
Doesn't
I
exist.
mean, you got it. I'm gonna say maybe some really old woman out there somewhere. Maybe
Maybe
she got the power as an old woman.
Yeah, I
That's
I try to think about it. The boss chicks when they get a little bit of power or money, they you hear them talking like they crazy. Elected officials when they get a little power, they always involved in some abusive whatever. I I don't know of any women who gain some kind of power in our system that don't abuse it, and most of them literally give you excuses or reasons why it's okay for them to do it. It's like, well, damn, that's supervillain talk, right? That's what bad guy. That's what the Joker and the Riddler and all of them did. When you know what I'm saying, when they decided to become villains, they had real good reasons why they did their villainy, and that's kind of how women always sound when they
yeah.
become some abusive.
I think we're gonna have to cut it down to 30 days, man. I don't think they're gonna make 60. I don't think they're gonna make it.
No, that's why I said you just gotta leave it to January 1st to January 31st. We gone. We don't show back up to February 1st. You gotta tell them that we even coming back, or they're not gonna even make any attempt to maintain a society. Now shout out to MGD. He said, Roger, this is 2025. Grandma today are 40. Now I'm gonna say this, y'all. Y'all know how it is. There's women with an old woman there. Some of these women are going to die because people die every day. So everybody who lived with some grandma or great grandma and she dies and she cannot call for the removal of the body because who she gonna call? Who's gonna actually come outside and pick this body up? So now you have an inside the house problem with a dead body, and this is gonna be spreading across anybody who happens to die in this 31-day frame. You see what I'm saying? Now, people who still, not used to electricity like that, they gonna be better off because they're gonna have the old ways of doing stuff. They're gonna know, well, we're gonna take this out to the river, we're gonna burn this body, or they may still understand you gotta bury somebody, but now the issue is who's gonna actually do the digging and doing the burying. So yeah, people who are more agrarian, I think they will more than likely just, swallow their pride and grab that shovel and do what needs to be done. But anybody who in the city, it's over.
Man, we coming back to Native American women, Aztecs, and ayahuasca priestesses. I'm telling you.
They gonna be what you said. They gonna be medieval.
I'm telling you, bro.
I'm saying be prepared. Mama and them gone, y'all. Auntie them gone. Your sisters them gone. It's gonna be a whole lot of gone people, y'all. Whole lot of. So if you coming back to it, like we gonna have to remake the city because it's gonna be so much work to do. So it ain't even like people gonna be able to come in and just do their regular job. Like if you was working security, you ain't got to worry about that right now. We don't need security right now. We need people to help clean the city up. Okay, we need body removal.
Man,
It's gonna be a little bit different. Now I don't know what deals we gonna make, but I think of course we're men, we're iron something out or whatever the case is. And I do think we're gonna have to end up doing a lot of selfless labor because if you happen to be working on the Walmart and you stack the shelves, I mean we got a lot of work before you do any shelf stacking.
We need to. They gonna have to hit them fields. Is what's gonna have to happen. I ain't coming back here off of my long stay vacation to go work in the dirt, player, and I ain't make the mess. They gonna have to work them fields and clean up all what needs to be cleaned up. They need to get it pot. They gonna have to make it right for us to come back too.
Bro,
That's all I'm saying.
I'm just saying, realistically speaking, your house ain't gonna look like you left your house.
No, it ain't. I'm gonna have to burn my house. Let's just
Yeah,
burn it.
yeah,
Call it a day.
the job ain't gonna look like the job.
No.
man,
The club ain't gonna look like the club. Whatever golf club you got, like it's gonna be different when we get back, y'all. It's gonna be
man.
different.
We didn't even talk about how they gonna be different. Listen, man, I don't know about y'all, but you better get comfortable with hairy armpits and crotches and hygiene, hairy legs. If niggas like it, some do, some don't. You better get with it, nappy heads and all of that. And I ain't talking
Man,
about just black ones. They all gonna look the same. They gonna look like they came out of a cave. Get comfortable, players.
crazy.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to Mr. Sugar You. He said, I'm a little disappointed that Roger didn't make any mention of the new social contract when men return. Look,
Oh,
bro.
that's social contract simple. Do what I say. That's it. That's it. They gonna
At
go for
that point,
anything.
yeah. At that point, I don't think a contract will really need to be ironed out in any kind of way. You know, I can't even find my man or whatever. I mean, if your lady is alive, she's gonna come to you because you care about it. Now that's if she can find you, because we gonna have to actually do some work because we're not coming back to what we left. We got to be realistic about that. Unless you in an agrarian situation, you're not coming back to what you left. I live in the city. I'm not coming back to what I left, and I get that. It's gonna be different, man. I hope the place still standing, but it's gonna be different. We gonna have to battle animals just to get into the crib. Now think about that, y'all. We gonna have to
Yeah.
fight these animals just to get home. We can't
Yep.
teleport back to where we left because that's almost suicide for some of us. It's gonna be animals gonna be took up. So we gonna have to get teleported to drop locations that we agree upon.
What you said? We can't go back home. Not yet. We need a staging area where we can prepare for the onslaught of reality. I need to get ready.
Oh
I
man.
can't go back to my house. I got to get ready.
Yeah, we're gonna need an actual plan to come home.
Oh, the New York Rats are gonna be New York Coyotes. Oh my God.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
Oh,
you know. So social contract, I think any woman alive just gonna be happy to see us. And I don't think at that particular point that she gonna be willing to argue about anything. Just real talk. I think a social contract will come later once we tame things down a bit because we got to remember. I mean, agrarian folks, you might be okay, but us non-agrarian folks, people like myself who actually live in a city, no, we can't just go. We can't be teleported home. We're gonna have to figure something out. We're gonna have to be on some man, should we teleport down by Lake Michigan as a group of men? And because first of all, how we gonna even drink water to stay alive to even get some of this stuff done that we about to have to do?
oh
We're gonna
no,
have to
we'll
come with
have
instant plans.
Well, bro, you had men together in a group. We're gonna organize. There's gonna be hierarchies. We're gonna have all the basic stuff figured out in 5 6 hours.
What? No, what I'm saying is we gonna have to make a plan before we even come back. We're gonna have to look at the damage, make our plan for where we're gonna be teleported down to, because we not teleporting home. That's for sure. You may have been teleported from home, or you may have been teleported from work, but you ain't teleporting back to where you left. That's not happening. We gonna have to.
Hey,
Well, we gotta, the factory is right here. We may have to do it there. We may have to go to, this power plant right here, and then we'll work from here to do this. We gonna have to figure stuff out for real.
man,
Do we
listen,
have to?
drop us in at the Bass Pro Shops, and we'll work from there.
How about
That's it.
this? How about that? I don't necessarily want to come back and do too much work. Can we just go in teams and go to
That's
certain
over, bro.
areas,
Hey,
do the
no,
repair, and then leave again? Because
no,
I don't
bro.
necessarily, I don't want to.
No,
If my wife
That's
is
not
still
happening,
alive, I
bro.
don't necessarily want to stay with her right when everybody get back. I want to.
listen.
I gotta. I gotta warm myself into that, Roger. I can't just get dropped back at the crib.
No, no. First of
We
all,
laying together again after a
first of
whole
all,
30 days, player.
I don't think nobody's really gonna have to deal with their woman anytime soon, because realistically speaking, we're gonna have to make some plans before we teleport it back down. And truth be told, we gonna be teleported down to the unaffected places like Lowe's, okay,
Lowe's.
like like Handy Ed. No, I'm serious. The places that the animals did invade because there ain't a bunch of food there, and the places the women never bothered with because they wasn't trying to fix or repair nothing. So
Right.
we gotta
Lowe's.
beam down somewhere that we can have. Boom, we going here because instant we got sleeping bags. Okay, we got hammers, we got saws. We gonna work. We
We
gonna work outward from the store.
we need a security team to keep them hoes off of us too, Roger.
Yeah,
We can't just be down there free balling it out there in
that,
public with these wolves in the bushes.
they not gonna find us, bro. We gonna strategize and get teleported down
The-
to particular
Listen,
locations. Some of us gonna get teleported down to the power plant. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a lot of extra work to do, but it'll be plenty of us with jobs that are just not necessary at that point. Because you really don't need to be security guard at a club right now. We really don't need. We're not gonna need that right now.
I don't know.
So
I think you shortchanged them, son. I think they're gonna smell us when we land, son. They're gonna be like, this men, and they gonna come. And listen, it's gonna be 30 days of hell for them. They ain't gonna have no attention. They didn't get a chance to wear nothing sexy, man. They gonna show up at the Lowe's half naked, talk about you need a lady,
bro,
you need some
you
time.
you gotta make it to the Lowe's. That's gonna be
That is
the
true.
issue. You
I
gotta
think they're
make
gonna
it to
do
the
it.
Lowe's. Okay.
They're gonna do it in high heels, Roger. I promise you.
Yeah.
They're gonna see hoes walking up the street, a group of them in stilettos, coming to the Lowe's, talking about I'm looking for a hammer. Can somebody help me?
Oh, yeah, because I think we gonna be strategically landed at certain places. Okay, this 300 of y'all go to this factory. This 300 y'all go to the power plant. This 300 we need y'all at the landfill. You know what I'm saying? We got trucks over here. This three of y'all go to this city yard. You know what I'm like? We gonna have to make real plans just to ever. We ain't gonna get home probably for a good 60 days. Well, nah, it ain't gonna take us that long, but it's gonna take I say a good 2 weeks. Some of us may not even walk into our own homes for a good 2 weeks. It's gonna be so much mess to clean up. You know,
Yeah, we might actually have to build new cities because we're going to talk about it. But if there's a fire outbreak, there's no more firefighters. The whole city is going to burn, and there's going to be no one to put down the fire actually. If lucky one happens, which is something to consider.
you know what? That is something real to consider because we had the Great Chicago Fire, y'all. So I live in Chicago, y'all. The whole city burned down.
Damn.
The Great Chicago Fire is when Chicago burnt up for real. Like just about the whole city went down. So that will start to happen in other places. Now, luckily, we got more buildings with brick and all that type of stuff, so it'll be something to come back to. But think about it, y'all. We may have to demolish a lot of that stuff and rebuild it. So I think he's making a very strong point. You know, we just can't kick it at the abandoned buildings. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna be different. You know, now we'll get the internet back going, we'll get the phones back on, and all that type of stuff. So at least we'll be able to make some plans. You know, but that's what I'm saying. We're gonna get beamed down at strategic locations, y'all. It's just not gonna be the same even for us. We're gonna have a whole lot of work to do when we get back. Real talk. You know, you may not have been in construction, but you about to be.
See, that's that bullshit, Roger. I ain't coming back
No,
to work
I'm
in no
thinking
damn
about this,
construction.
True. I'm thinking about it. You know what I'm
I
saying?
ain't coming back, just cause these hoes don't know how to listen. To hell with that, Roger. I'm staying in Nomad and Happy Land, son. Cause
Hey,
I ain't the
y'all know,
hell. I ain't coming back.
I'm just saying it's a lot of good men out there who done did some work. Y'all done went to good schools, done got yourself nice degrees and all that type of stuff. And you was in the corner office. Like, that's over with right now. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna be. Roger said I'm gonna be shoveling shit and dead rat bodies
Yeah,
to help clean up the city. Cause these hoes is nasty.
yeah.
Listen,
You
man, I ain't coming back, Roger. You ain't even gonna, y'all niggas got to tie me up and drag me back. I'm
no,
staying
no,
wherever that is. I'm staying.
I'm just saying, bro. If you the CEO of anything, we don't need that right now.
Yeah,
Shit, see,
Roger, right. You gonna
you
come back? You
right.
gonna be like, oh, what you do for a living? I'm a CPA. He go shovel, sir.
That's exactly what's gonna happen. Shovel, sir. You could do a lot of CPA work with this.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough on some of the men, Joe. It's gonna be rough, because we gonna need people to plan. We gonna need people to do, and it's gonna be a lot of people who were the planners of their particular thing that we just don't need right now. We'll get back to it. We don't need it right now, so it's gonna be rough. Some of y'all gonna be out there working in long sleeve shirts and whatnot.
See, y'all niggas listen. Y'all don't see. There's two scenarios where you have to wear long sleeve shirts working outside. People, that's when it's really cold as all get out, and when it's hot and sunny as all get out. You got to wear long sleeve
No,
shirts.
I'm saying,
Y'all,
bro, you live the life and you got a ton of button ups. That's what you gonna have to work.
you gonna have to wear the button up for work. I got some nice button. I swear, I'll probably might lay down a few more bodies myself if I gotta wear my purple label
Nah,
button up shirts out there
nah,
shoveling poop
nigga,
and bodies. Nigga,
nigga.
somebody else got to die.
We don't want to hear you. We don't want to see you in no cashmere, bro. We need that flannel.
See,
Nah.
no, see, I ain't gonna live like that, player. I can't live like that. Y'all hoes got to pay.
Yeah, I mean, we gonna beam
Y'all hoes
ourselves
got to
down
pay.
to strategic locations, but I doubt we gonna pick clothing stores. You know what I'm saying? That's
See,
probably not gonna be the priorities. So we're gonna have to work our way to the clothing stores.
all right. You have to allow one rule to exist, at least one additional rule to exist in the social contract, just to
I'm
get
disappointed.
any man just to get his frustrations out. He's able just to kick whatever random woman is near him, just so he can feel
I'm,
better about himself
I'm, I'm disappointed.
afterwards.
The truth teller. Truth teller trying to get dropped at the mall. This is some
You ain't
bull.
lying, son. Drop me at the mall.
Yeah.
Where y'all going? What y'all
Nah,
gonna be doing?
we,
Can you drop me at the mall before y'all go? All right, cool.
we coming back in whatever we left in, y'all. We coming back in whatever we left in. So we ain't had to wear it while we was away. Well, that's what we getting coming back in. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be some work, y'all. It's gonna be some work because all the burned down cities. You know what I'm saying? Like, Lord have mercy, this is gonna be bad because the
It
restaurants
is.
gonna get hit because the food is at the restaurants too. So they're gonna hit the restaurants between the women and the animals. The restaurants gonna get messed up. The malls ain't gonna even be really good because in every mall you got some restaurants in the mall, you got some candy stores and stuff. So that's eventually gonna get messed up because we gonna be gone from the 1st to the 31st. So this stuff ain't gonna look good when we get back at all.
Well, the other thing we gotta think about. We talked about electricity, but just think about moving around in the dark. So basically, they're going to be limited to what they can do in the daytime. They're just going to be moving around between 6 a.m. to 5 p.m., depending on where they live in the country. And that's it. They're not
I
going outside in the dark.
well, I got night vision goggles.
But you're going to be away.
You got right. You got to get to the night vision goggles. Like it's gonna be
You
so
ain't going
messed
to be
up.
there. Well,
Yeah.
hell, you might be looking at them with your night vision goggles from wherever we going to be at and say, is she really doing that? But
Yeah.
they ain't going outside in the dark. They're going to
Yes.
stay inside.
Some of us is gonna be a totally unfamiliar territory because we're gonna need somebody to go to the dam that they never worked at before. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna need somebody at the water treatment facility that they never worked at before. You know what I'm saying? Like they're gonna make it almost impossible for the men to even want to come back. Truth be
No.
told.
Yeah,
You hear
Well,
what
one,
Truth
two.
was saying?
Hey,
You hear?
Roger not listening to me. Roger's really not listening to me. I ain't coming back, Roger. Y'all niggas gonna have to drag me back. I'm not coming back. Why would I walk into this with my eyes open? You crazy? I'm good.
Man, we got alien
Listen,
technology. You don't have a choice.
oh, see? So listen, man, I don't walk into failure willingly, player. I'm not doing it, man. Y'all niggas gonna have to force me back. I'm sorry.
Oh man, y'all wow. But
They're
man,
gonna be like,
I
what
just
about your family? I'm gonna be like, what family? I don't know what you talking about.
I'm just gonna
Like,
assume
it
people
ain't
dead.
going back.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm just gonna assume people dead. I ain't even look.
oh man. Yeah, man. I just hopped over, man. Enjoying this conversation, man. I'm gonna hop back down. I got some things I'm getting ready to do, man. Y'all have a good one, bro.
Okay, can I be heard?
I hear you fine.
No. Okay. Okay. That might have been them. That might have been them. Okay. Well, I know he said he just came back on.
You broke up, Roger. Hey, Roger, you there? Hey, Roger, are you there? Wait till Roger come back. Let me look at the comments. Yeah, they got Roger. Roger got raptured up. What's up, Toya? How you doing, Toya? Roger is back.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't know what's going on, brother. I don't know what's going on. Something happened. That's all I can tell you. Something happened, y'all. Cause I guess everybody else got knocked out. I know y'all can see my icon, but you you can't hear me.
I hear you, Roger, but you're breaking up.
Oh Lord have mercy. I don't know what's going on, folks.
See, you were talking about fixing the infrastructure. You need to fix that audio in on your stream.
Well, I guess we about to call this a day, y'all, because something clearly going on. I don't know what the heck going on. So I guess we're gonna have to call this one a wrap.
Roger, your title and theme of the show brought bad luck to the stream.
Somebody don't want the word out. Somebody don't want the word out, y'all. But this is terrible right now. This is terrible. But you know, we are at the 2 hour 49 minute mark. So I guess we're gonna wrap it up. I guess we're gonna wrap it up because obviously something is going on. Maybe some women heard this and decided to go home. So y'all, hey, it's been a great week. Y'all done had y'all Thanksgiving. You know, stuff is clearly happening. I don't know what to tell you. So some technical difficulties that happened. I don't know if them brothers dropped off or if they got kicked off. I really don't know, y'all. I got kicked out myself. So it is what it is. I'm going to humble myself and I'm going to end the show. That's what I'm going to do, y'all. I'm going to humble myself and I'm going to end the show because the powers that be is talking crazy right now.
Yeah, they got teleported before January 1st, Roger.
So we're going to stop this now. So any last words you want to say, Red?
Be good to others, but first and foremost, be good to yourself first.
All right. And I'm gonna say, hey, ladies. If this is a threat to get me to stop, it ain't work. I'll be back Monday, y'all. 9 a.m. Chicago time. Subscribe. We'll see y'all next time around. Long live the habitual ass devils. I'm Roger. I'm right. And I'm out.